me and Ryan have been officially welcomed to the jungle that is Barstool Sports.
Our white whale, Sidney Crosby.
Shave his head! Shave his head! Shave his head!
Ryan Whitney, Paul Bissonette, R.A., Mike Grinelli, Spittin, Chiclets.
What's up, boys? Welcome, and girls, welcome to episode 580 of the Spittin Chiclets podcast presented by Biz Knows Pink Whitney. I actually saw a video going viral of Pink Whitney mixed with root beer. Apparently it tastes like bubble gum.
Yeah.
I mean, a Bazooka Joe maybe even, which is an all-time classic that loses its flavor in 10 seconds. Pink Whitney never loses its flavor. It's always ready to go. The big bottles, the little bottles, the nips, it doesn't matter. Go right now. Get a bottle. Summer's ending, but it's football season. Everyone loves some Pink Whitney getting ready for a football game at a tailgate. So go on down to a local liquor store or a bar, order a shot, take your shot with Pink Whitney, and you will see Pink Whitney in a couple weeks, front and center at the Chiclets Cup in Boston. Very excited for that. Boys, how was your Labor Day? Now that we know you had a Labor Day as well as a Canadian.
Yeah.
Liz.
No, it was great. I'm glad you mentioned that A&W root beer and Pink Whitney. I've got a lot of friends even texting me saying they tried it and it's unbelievable.
Really?
Now, I obviously haven't. Boys, 1 year sober. I went one full year without
buddy.
alcohol. Thank you.
Hey, good
Thank
for you.
Now, my new task, I'm trying to go a year no weed. This is going to be the
So you want my true opinion on that?
It's been way harder.
We don't
to
want
kick.
that.
I don't want that. Keith, you don't want that. Brunelli's behind the screen. Fish is somewhere back there.
No, I
Get us
think
a
it'll be
weed
good.
sponsor.
No, I think it'll be good. That's
No,
like
man. Sometimes you'll be flipping and Brunelli will be like,
Flipping.
dude, please, can I just go get you a joint? Please.
no. I think it'll be good. Actually, it's funny you say that because I've mentioned this on the pod before. When I did the 2 under 18s, I wouldn't tug off for the entire camp, the tournament until it finished. And sure enough, both under 18s, we won both golds. But
Yeah,
I
and
had
you
fun-
like fought, you probably fought a giant mascot of the tournament. You were so pent up with.
I was definitely a little bit
When
like
Dion
nuts.
broke your sticks, you were probably losing it.
Oh, buddy, I fucking lost my absolute melon. Like we had BJ Crombie and Jamie Tardif. Like we had such a good crew. Like everybody was hanging out, but those were the 2 main guys I was hanging out the most with. And they were like, "Go jerk off. Fuck you, go jerk." Because I was just snapping over everything. So I'm not sure we should have gotten into that one, but just figured I'd trickle down memory lane. But it's going to be hard, boys. I'm going to see if I can do it. Have I tried going no weed before where you guys have been like, I'm a snap show or something? Why do you guys say that?
I believe there's just been times when you maybe have had like an edge to yourself. Maybe like a day where you're just kind of a little bit, like not angry, but on edge. And then maybe you smoked and all of a sudden it was just happy days and sunshine and rainbows and business. Your brain ends up getting pretty good in terms of like thinking of original ideas and thinking of concepts we might want to bring to the pod. Like you're pretty creative after you smoke weed, I've noticed.
It might take
what's
away
making
from
you
your
want to stop
artistic view,
Okay, well, let's test the waters. I'll see how long I can go. I might be smoking a joint by the end of this podcast, for crying out loud. I've been having a hard time kicking the weed habit, but we'll see how it goes. But either way, I thought that I would bring that up over the A&W root beer and Pink Whitney. Now, as far as my long weekend's concerned, it was pretty chill. I ended up going over to a place called Qualicum Beach. It's about 2.5 hours north of Victoria, which is a cool little spot on the interior side of the Pacific. So you're protected. It's warmer water. So that was cool. Went and saw my friend Jackie the Alien, who was kind enough to make me this nice bracelet that says Biz on it.
Is she
So
7?
is that the area that you said is the top boating area in North America?
Like that entire
world.
pocket, all of it over here.
Okay.
It's you get the, oh God, now I'm drawing a blank. You get you just all these little islands. It's incredible, especially on the inlet side where you're not dealing with like the harsh winds and the harsh waves. So it's a little calmer. You can even go to some parts of the interior where it's like glass. So it'd basically be like you were on a lake. So Qualicum was very chill, although they had some insane lightning. One lightning bolt hit, and then all the power went out for a few minutes, and then boom, it charged back up. So that was kind of a cool, like storm watching essentially last night, but very chill for me. Ans, did you spend your long weekend in Florida, or where were you?
Yeah, I was in Florida Friday. Kicked it off Friday. Had a big money match golf game with against Bob Does Sports.
I saw this.
With his
Jody.
video about that was incredible.
So funny.
You guys
had him doing
cameos
all weekend.
Oh, we absolutely. It was bad. Like it got to the point where Rizzo's a way nicer guy than I am. He was like, dude, we got to start giving them shots or mulligans or something. This is getting bad. Like they might have to take out a mortgage to pay us at the end of it. But I was like, no. They would love to take it from us, just as, you know.
Played in a money game yesterday on the golf course. Just got absolutely shellacked. Time and time again, this keeps happening. Throwing around units that, to be quite frank, I had no business throwing around. Me and Joey D, look, if I'm going to go down with anybody, it's going to be my guy, Cole Cutson. Boy, did we go down. Played against Anthony Rizzo, who talk about deep pockets. I think this guy's played 35 years in the MLB. This guy's been collecting $10 million a year since the time I was in Pampers. We showed up to that first hole. Me and Cutsy are looking at the levels of the green, going around the green with the caddy. Rizzo's treating it like he's on a fucking putt-putt at the Jersey Shore. He could care less. Cashed an eagle right out of the gate. Keith Yandel, his partner, guy spent fucking 75,000 straight nights on the ice without missing a game. He's got deep pockets as well, and we took a bruising. I showed up to the clubhouse. I didn't know that these guys don't do Venmo or Zelly. I said to Rizzo, you got Zelle? He said, who the fuck is Zelle? I owed the guy $4,500. I had to pay him $800 in 20s, chop the 45 to 37, and then Zelly him the rest of 37. He doesn't even know how to get the 3,700, but didn't know that wasn't a thing anymore. So that's tough. Was doing cameos in the parking lot after the round. So just a tough day overall. College football days here today, but tough one to bounce back from for sure. Slow start to the morning.
So, but whatever. We were nice to them.
A combined over 20 million career earnings?
Rizzo?
Oh
no, you and him combined. I think I saw that he made because he was talking about it in the video.
Combined 20, or you say 120?
Or 200. I said 20. I meant to say 200.
I'd say Rizzo's probably at 200, right, Whit?
What? No.
I think he's 135. I was reading. Because once
I knew he was I mean, he was an
once
unbelievable
Bob
player.
said that, I took a look. Now, is he retired, Rizzo?
Yeah. Yeah, so he
$35 million. Holy shit.
You'll see him. He's doing some stuff with is it TBS that's partnered with TNT and they do baseball?
Yeah.
He's doing some baseball, some playoff baseball stuff, so you'll probably see him in the studio. But he just had a baby too, so I'm sure he's just sticking around at home. But yeah, that was a fun day, and then went out that night, good day, and then Saturday. What did I do Saturday?
These long weekends, I can't even remember what I did Friday or Saturday. That's the thing, right? So,
oh my god! Oh, I had a fantasy football draft on Saturday. That was fun, and then went out to dinner, and then today my buddy Dave's moving into our neighborhood, so we went over to check out his new house. They're just finishing touches up, and he's like, "Yeah, we got all of our furniture moving in tomorrow morning." And I look around. There's dust everywhere. They haven't moved in yet. I'm like, dude, we gotta do some work here. So on Labor Day, I was doing some labor.
You were doing this yourself?
Floors. Yeah, I even have a photo. His wife took a photo of me to even prove a point.
I can't believe you didn't just when you say, yeah, we got to do something about this. It's call somebody and have them do the work. Good for you.
Well, to your point, I did say that, but it's Labor Day, so no one's working. So you can't just call a cleaning company in to come do it. So, we just knuckled down, got, just like both of our countries were built on hard work and mopping floors. I did that today. So feel a little bit more like a man. Yeah. And then that's about it. And start the week up tomorrow, back to school.
Back to school is right. I mean, it's a good feeling. It's kind of a weird feeling. Summer's over, but it's also, like I mentioned a few weeks back, I'm ready for routine. I'm ready for kind of having a set schedule. it's my favorite time of year to play golf. So that's always a nice thing, even though it's fleeting, right? Like I look at it like, hopefully we got 50 days left, right? Like that would be October 20th. Now it could go further. Last year, November was all golf weather, but I don't want to count on that as a golfer, a fall loving golfer. So we'll see what happens there. But kids back at school. Wyatt's preschool is ridiculous. He's still not back this week either. Talk about needing to go back to school. But we had a great time this weekend. Went down. What did we do? Friday. I played golf Friday. Hung out. Had dinner. Saturday was the junior like club championship. They do drive, chip, and putt. That was fun. Ryder did that. And then we did the father-son tournament. I talked about this last year.
Yeah.
When we took it down, and it was a ridiculous field, an enormous field of 3 teams in the father-son age 5 to 8. We took that one down. This year was the final day to play today, Monday, September 1st. I don't know, but we beat last year's score by 1 shot. We shot 38. So that was a blast. I'm like, hey, we beat last year's shot. He actually hit over it. It's alternate shot, pick a drive. I would just have him drive because he'd put it. My drive would go to where he tees off. So I know he'll get us past that, and I'll hit the second shot. So I hit his second shot on 9 long, and he had a tough up and down. He hit this flop shot to an inch, tapped it in for 38. So maybe we got it done. I think there was actually 2 teams in this year. So if we can get that done with a field of 3 teams and a field of 2 teams, that's 2 big wins. Tough fields. So great time. And then we went down to Falmouth, went to a buddy's house with Ned. Ned was there, Shawzy, Keith, you know these guys, Maharis's house down the Cape.
How drunk did Ned get?
Not that drunk. We played golf early, the guys, like a 7:10 tee time, so we could be back with the kids at the beach all day. We were horrible. Horrible. I mean, I'm talking some of the worst golf you've ever seen. I won a hole with a double bogey.
Nice.
Like, that's never, I don't know if that's happened. Like, I made a 7 on a par 5, and everyone else made triples. I mean, that's just like, what are we doing? I shot 86. It was pathetic, but it was fun. And
Where'd
then
you play?
Ned, we played at Sacanesset.
The
Played
hard
that
course.
course. Yeah, the greens are the fastest greens I've ever putted on, I think. Incredible spot. Then went to the beach all day with the kids, and then cookout. And then today, cookout with the in-laws. How about this picture my in-laws took? They live in Wareham, right on the water. Beautiful spot. This was the sunrise this morning. Have you ever seen a cloud like this? And, I know clouds, and I've talked about crepuscular rays. As a cloud guy, I've never seen a cloud like this. Isn't that beautiful?
Oh, my
Oh, it
God.
looks like a tornado.
It looks like a friggin' tornado, Biz.
Yeah, looks like the cover of
It's Biz
Twister.
smoking his last bone before before he kicks it.
Memes, put Biz's face at the bottom of that cloud and him just taking some stress off after a long day of work. So, yeah, summer's over, but I'm very excited for hockey to come back,
What should be my new vice if I quit weed and
That's
booze?
the problem. You got to
That's
have
the thing.
one.
You need, everyone needs a vice.
Just take up like Robin Banks or something like that. That'll get the juices flowing.
Reading.
You know what? I actually think you probably would enjoy reading. Like, you're all about kind of like, sitting back, breathing, meditation. Like, the only problem with reading that I seem to find is I fall asleep. And that Biz can't.
I was actually, speaking of ideas, when I was smoking one the other day, I thought it would be funny going back to considering we got live pods this year. We always end up having live pods, whether it's playoffs or whatever. I should do the live ad reads. So that would be a little bit of a challenge where no matter what, I had to finish it. So if it took me 15 minutes, sometimes Pasha and G would have to sit on here as we recorded them. And if we release some of these tapes, dude, I'd be like, fuck. Where like I'd be getting
Give me a joint.
I'd be getting so mad at some of these ad reads, and sometimes they're not written like completely appropriate.
Oh man, you lasted 7 minutes, Biz. Good job.
Oh fuck, you're funny. Now, considering it's fall, and I know we've talked a lot about golf this summer, we have to transition into college football and give a big congratulations to Barstool Sports, Dave Portnoy, and the rest of the crew for kicking off with Fox, man. That was huge. It was the Ohio State and Texas game where Texas was ranked number one, if I'm not
First
mistaken.
time ever in program history, preseason number one, which I was shocked to hear.
And is it Archie Manning?
Arch.
Yeah.
Arch Manning, excuse me. So is there an Archie Manning?
The
That's
grandfather's
his
Archie.
grandfather. That's Peyton and Eli, and there was another brother who was a good receiver. That's his dad, and then Archie
Cooper,
is the grandfather. And Peyton and Eli were kind of like, they weren't runners at all, but I guess Archie could haul ass. His highlights, he ran, and Arch has that game, but he was not great, man. I was like looking forward.
Is he a rookie quarterback? Like, is it his freshman year?
No, he's a junior. But the first 2 years they had that Quinn Ewers, I believe his name was. So he played a couple games last year, but he had a better player in front of him to start for 2 years.
So how do they get ranked number one if they don't have a proven quarterback?
That's a great question, but it was almost not even considered that he wasn't proven. It was like, oh, this is like the Heisman favorite. And he hadn't even really played much. I know, it's kind of odd, but I guess his year he came in as a freshman, he's number one recruit or whatever, and then he's waiting around and he showed glimpses of like brilliance in the 2 games he played. And then it was more like, all right, he's just so ready that he's like, when Rodgers waited around behind Brett Favre and then he came in. And
yeah, same with Love.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think that they planned on having a way better player than he showed in the first week. I also saw something, though, that Ohio State's defense is so legit that he won't face a test like that again till maybe they play again. But there was a hilarious tweet. I don't know who had it. It was on my algorithm of Arch Manning has more commercials in this game than completions. Like, I think the kid's making bank.
$7 million.
Come on.
$7 million.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Oh, my God.
That's fun. Is he the highest paid guy in college football?
I would imagine, yeah.
I would hope so.
But
I hope not so. I hope that they're all getting banked, but that's a lot.
I felt bad for him a little bit because, like you said, their D and all, like Matt Patricia, who is the D coordinator for the Patriots during all their runs, he's the D coordinator for Ohio State. So the announcers were like, guys, like he's just got a tough D's going against. Like that one guy for ESPN, I forget his name, Dan something. He played for
Orlovsky.
Yeah. He was like, you can't be too hard on this kid first week. Like he's playing against a legit ex-NFL coach who's bringing in these schemes that this kid's never seen. So hopefully he'll be fine.
I was a little surprised, though. And I mean, I'm not going to say that I'm Coach Gruden here looking at film, but the way he was throwing the ball looked weird. Like it was, and I saw other tweets too, like mechanics-wise, it looked odd. So I don't know if it was just trying to like fit it in tight windows. I love the fact that college football, though, they start you off with some bangers week 1 every year. I watched the Miami Notre Dame game, was incredible on Sunday night. LSU Clemson on Saturday night was unreal. So like I was kind of really into it this year. Georgia rolled, Keith, our dogs. It's an easy first week win, but the amazing thing about college football, too, is the Alabama, this guy that took over, DeBoer. Dude, Saban, this tweet everyone's seen, I'm sure, as a 14-point favorite or more. So games where Vegas is saying they're going to crush this team. Saban was 135-2. This guy's 4-4 in a season and a game. And they're 5-5 in their last 10 games. Like Alabama football. Like, I don't know. I can't imagine the fan base down there. They're probably flipping.
Oh, I would
Roll
fucking
Tide
love.
Willie.
Like, send me some clips of their sports talk radio station.
I know.
People must be fucking. We think Rick from Red Deer's punching the steering wheel sometimes when the Flames can't pull off a few wins in a row or make a fucking playoffs. They must be going absolutely bananas. Now, so great. Obviously, first day for Portnoy, he gets booed. He's like stirring it up.
That was
but
great.
Not so much in the fact that Texas loses to Ohio State and then Ohio State gets to basically rub in his face that they're the natty champs and they pull off that victory against the number 1 team in the country, right? So not exactly the way that Dave envisioned that one.
Well, he ends up, the master of just, what's the word I'm looking
Chaos.
for? What? Yeah, chaos, and also just, he's like, oh, I'm rooting for the Big Ten. I want the Big Ten to do well. That's where Michigan plays. So no, I was actually rooting for Ohio State, right? You know, he's just like, but the video of the little kid yelling him to come over to dap him up and then just pulling the hand away and laughing at him. I've watched that video 100 times. Like the kid.
I never saw that one.
Me
Oh,
neither.
it's incredible.
Could you send that over while we're recording?
Send it over. It's on.
Did
Dave
he say
Saves.
anything to the kid? I could see him saying something.
I think he's like, "You got me. You got me." Like you can't switch that one around.
No.
You can't somehow finagle your way to look good on that one because like a 9-year-old just owns you with a fake.
So
dap
he
up.
had his fudge kid moment.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, kind of. But the whole storyline going into that is the fact that Ohio State banned him from going into the horseshoe, which is just, you know, it ended up not mattering because they won the game. But like to be even worried about this guy who works for Fox, who broadcasts your games, and he's just a super fan of Michigan, you're banning him from. It was a soft look for Ohio
Did they
State.
actually hold up the ban, or I was hearing that it might have been like a false report? So you're saying they wouldn't allow him in the stadium, although he was there live ahead of the game in front of the stadium?
Yes, he was told he was allowed to be outside the stadium where the show was, but he wasn't allowed inside the stadium. And then Barstool's college football preview show, which will always be on before the big noon kickoff show that he'll be on, they were banned from doing their show outside the stadium. So then it was brought up that it was not Ohio State, it was Fox that made the decision. And it's kind of one of those like, dude, don't pee on me and tell me it's raining. Is that the line I'm trying to think of?
Yeah,
like, obviously, this is what we had all of our flights and everything booked, and our set
that's
was getting
fucking bullshit.
I know, crazy. And to worry about it, and you won the national title, and you worry about Dave Portnoy, who's getting pissed on by little kids that fake dap him up. I mean, what are you doing? Crazy.
Whit, so for the remainder of the football schedule, for as far as college is concerned, every single week will they be traveling to outside of a different stadium, the Barstool crew?
I think they only do like 5 or 6 games. I may be off on that. I think some of them are at the studio, but then Dave will be at every one for that pregame show.
Okay.
So it was actually pretty funny though. I mean, there was a bunch of clips that went viral. I wasn't watching the actual broadcast, but I was kind of following along on Twitter. I was laughing. I mean, he was shit talking the entire crowd at Ohio State, but like you said, I mean, they got to raise a banner and then they got to beat the number 1 team. So, but college football is phenomenal. I don't think I'm more into it than the NFL, but I'm way more into it than I was like years ago. Following Georgia helps, but just I think the NIL money and the stuff that people kind of hate about the game, the transfer portal, I'm more interested in it now because it seems such like pro sports. You know what I mean? Like it seems like
I would say even worse because it's more cutthroat. You can leave at any time. Like I think that the Georgia quarterback, didn't he go off to Miami?
Yeah. And he was with one of those twins.
Yeah, the Calvareri sisters or something. I'm fucking butchering the name. I bet you G's gonna pop it up here. The Cavendiver? I don't think that's right either.
Cavender sisters.
The Cavender sisters. Well, that kid, I mean, I don't think he's with her anymore. I don't know if the internet rumors are true that like they broke up over something he might have done. I don't know. That's not my place, but I do know they beat Notre Dame in Miami. It looked like a shit show. Keith had sent us the message that it was pouring all day, right?
Pouring.
That kid's catch in that game, dude. That was one of the best catches I've ever seen in my life. Like I think that kid, and maybe this is football wit that doesn't know shit.
No, you're officially a football guy after last pod. I thought you were making a run
you
for
had
the
a full
NFL.
uniform on.
I'm sorry, you're right. I do have that jersey and that helmet.
You're a Gruden
and
grinder.
And that football by yeah, that's true. So I mean, does that catch not get that kid possibly drafted like way higher based on that one play? Like if he ends up being pretty good and he was going to be drafted anyways, I
he's
think
a 6-year senior.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he ain't going anywhere.
But if he keeps making play, like that could be a confidence boost for him where he makes one sick play and then boom, he'll
be making
drafted.
$35K in the CFL in no time. That was his Odell Beckham Jr. moment.
Right.
Yes.
But I don't really know much about college football either. I just figured I'd bring it up because we've been pumping all the amazing things that Barstool's been doing lately. The Barstool Beach House. We talked about Le Mascot. We got now Portnoy on Fox every week doing the kickoff show for college football. Anything else crazy that Barstool's getting into before we move on?
Well, starting tomorrow is the their daily show on Fox Sports every morning, 8 to 10 Eastern. So I believe would that be 7 to 9 in Chicago? But or is it 10 to 12?
No, yeah,
Either way,
earlier.
It's 8 to 10 Eastern time every morning, rotating cast every week. Dave will be on the first show starting Tuesday, but normally Dave will be on the Monday shows. Big Cat has a day. T-Bob Herbert has a day. Brandon Walker has a day. So it's going to be a rotating cast. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
So who's like the host of the show?
Every
from
day it's a
Barstool?
different person. So it's like Dave one day, Big Cat another day, Brandon Walker another day. So each day has a different host, different cast. Dave's made it clear that Rico's on his show, but it's for the time being. I think he put which just a Dave like that. He's already putting that out there, saying like I'm kicking you off the set one show. Like it sucks, to be Rico. Knowing you're going in and first mistake, you might get the boot off the show that day. That's a tough place to go into. It's basically like going into after a couple healthy scratches, and then the coach saying, "Hey, if you have a turnover, like you're benched."
Right.
It's like how you supposed to play? How you supposed to play
That's
good
how
hockey
I
like
fucking
that?
played my entire career.
I know, yeah. You must have been so stressed every time you were on
You
the ice and in the lineup.
Why do you think I was making belly button soup every pregame fucking nap? I had to. If I didn't, I wouldn't be able to fall asleep. Anything else we need to talk? I feel like we missed a few things hockey related in the last couple weeks.
Okay.
Is it Nazar? How do I pronounce the kid's name?
Frank Nazar.
From Chicago. He got a nice little payday. One of
Big
those
time.
ones where hasn't played a lot of games, but they gave him some good bread. I would assume that playing with Bedard, though, he's going to have a big year. Very tenacious. He does have a good motor on him. I feel like he is going to be a very solid player and will work himself into that contract. Yes or no?
I would say yes. These are the deals that seem to get hated on by so many people, but if you believe in a young guy and he's willing to sign it, then you're laughing in 2-3 years. Like there's a chance you end up saying people end up saying that's one of the best contracts a team's ever signed to a young player. He turned out to be a legit 70 to 85 point guy, and we have him for 7 years on a complete bargain with the new deal. You know who hates those contracts more than anyone when they haven't played many games?
Who?
I'm not
you don't.
crazy.
I know you don't like a Merles who invented contracts and the game of hockey. He loses his mind.
Well,
when
no.
He sees these
So
deals.
I think that this one in particular. So by the way, he signed a 7-year deal, as you mentioned. He's going to be making 6.6 per season. It was a $46 million deal, just over. When it got announced, they posted it where he'll officially make more than Wayne Gretzky did throughout his whole career.
He can't do that.
No, I
can't
know
do
you
that.
can't do that. But when they do that and they post it as like a meme or what do you call it? Is that a meme?
We'll give
or
you
a
a meme.
graphic? People fucking lose their minds. Now, it does seem a little ridiculous that this kid has signed playing less than 100 games for more than what Gretzky would have made his entire career. But I digress. That's not how things work. The CBA, the amount of money that the league has made, and the position that Wayne and many others have put them in, this is why these kids get the cheddar nowadays. And I want to say we had a clip from Don Foos from the last podcast where he said you're getting paid based on potential now, where it took you fucking 10 years to get the free agency before. The teams had you right by the fucking gonads. So you were signing these shit bag contracts.
Who do you think's had the best team? Like, I think of Marchand, his deal. Who do you think has signed that best team-friendly deal?
I think that one of the greatest contracts ever signed for a team was Nathan McKinnon's, because he was
his second one.
His out of his entry-level deal. He signed that deal where I want to say he had 50 or 60 points, and he was making I think he was making $6.2 million, or maybe even he was making 5.9. And he was Nathan McKinnon. So, that was probably one of the greatest ones that I can remember within recent memories over the last 10 years.
So he had, Nazar had 26 points last year in 53 games. So yes, you hear that. you hear that, you're like, wait, what? He got a 7-year deal for
He had
over
a good 2
46?
months.
Deer a forward.
But if you talk to Blackhawks fans, like, he had signs of, like, unreal play. Like, he could skate like the wind. And then, not that this matters, I know this tournament is not at all best on best, but they won the World Championship. I think he was pretty nasty over there. Correct me if I'm wrong, G. So, I don't know. Like, if you're going to have to pay. I mean, Biz, what did you say Bedard's going to want?
I don't know if I told you guys, but I trained with Bedard this summer at the yard. So I personally believe that he's going to have 38 goals to 40 goals. If you had to say over, if I
think
gave you
38
guys
would be kind of a disappointment. You not agree with that?
38 goals in your third year in the National Hockey League playing with
How many
fucking
assists?
AHLers?
How many assists?
I think he's going to have 35 assists. So I think he's going to break the 70-point mark. He has 73 points. How about that math from Busy Boy? I bet you they probably offered Bedard in the 10 and a half range. But Bud, by next year's cap, if he has a year like that, who else are they going to pay? He's going to have him right by the balls, and he's going to sign for probably about $13 million. I bet you if he has a good start, they're going to be shaking in their boots and trying to get that thing done. That would be my prediction.
I heard
I
no
take
one's
back
making
saying
more
38
than
goals
Nazar.
would be a disappointment. I take that back.
Okay, no, that's
38's
okay.
a lot of talks.
But it also comes down to time and place, right? Because with all this money that they have to spend, they don't have these guys, so they have to hope that this Nazar kid turns into what they expect him to turn into, right? It's like you have all these guys who haven't really done anything collectively as a group, but all you keep hearing is like, oh, the future's bright, the future's bright, the future's bright. Well, it fucking better be with the money that they're shelling out right now. And as G pointed out in the chat here, Matt Poitras, that Nazar has one more point than that Matt Poitras in Boston. So when it comes down to time and a place, like, what do you think Poitras's getting? He's probably going to be signing I think he's fit. He's going to go into the last year of his entry level, but he'll be coming to that signing a bridge deal for 1.5 to 2.5.
Oh, unless he lights it up this year.
It's a weird time in the NHL where I know if my kid was coming up, I would say fucking grind your dick off, because if you have 2 good years, all of a sudden you're going to be signing an $80 million ticket and you're set for life.
And you're trying to get, if we're talking about, hey, earning power, how can you make the most without doing as much as some other guys may have to do? You want to be on a real bad team.
Oh yeah,
because you're gonna get way more playing time, right? Like if you're a kid that's coming out of college and you're one of those undrafted free agents, it's like I'm looking at the worst team possible where I'll play the most. And
I was telling someone that story the other day about just like being drafted. And when I got drafted by Phoenix, I didn't know much about them. And Flash said to me, he was like, dude, Joe Callahan, and I love Joe Callahan, one of the best people of all time. He's like, Joe Callahan's like they're on their depth chart is like their 7D. He's like, I think you're better than Joe Callahan right now, you know? So it was like a time and place. You get drafted by a team that is lacking what you are. It's a huge, huge advantage for you. As opposed to, like you said, with the Bruins kid, it's like, dude, he could be stuck on the 4th line for 5 years.
Well, he shouldn't be now because there's not a bunch of studs there that there were when he was coming in. Speaking of contracts, do you guys want to maybe say I'm sorry yet? I don't know if you saw Connor McDavid at Canada's Olympic orientation camp. Like, he will be signing with Edmonton, Biz. You've been saying forever he won't.
That's not true. No. I said that I think he's going to sign a 2-year extension. And then he's saying, bye-bye. I've done my time here. You guys can't put a winning team around me. You guys have fumbled it fucking how many times? I still don't have a goalie. We got the new core 4. We can't be having these D-men making $10 million. We need to fill in other holes, other places. Oh, we got great team chemistry. We just went to the Stanley Cup Finals. Let's keep the band together. Nope. Let's get rid of 4 or 5 guys because we can't figure out these contracts before the end of the season. And now we're getting offer sheeted. Okay, let's bring in a new GM. Maybe he'll be able to figure it out. Nope. Right back to the start.
Okay, well, we back-to-back Cup Finals. If McDavid goes into this season without an extension, you don't love it, but if they were able to get him, ideally to get sign a 3-year extension, that's 4 more seasons, and they'll have a Stanley Cup. So there's so much noise around McDavid's not going to resign. He's going to resign. he's all about winning a Stanley Cup in Edmonton. I think that was the exact words he used. And I think if we had a loyal Chiclets listener, we could go back and maybe find a clip where you said, I don't think he resigns. Now, maybe I'm completely misremembering this, but we can also stick with contracts and talk about your team, in which Mitch Marner discussed signing in Vegas and needing security, full-time security details at his house because your fan base is threatening his family's life. What a bunch of scumbags.
Ridiculous.
And we've been to the Cup Finals twice. You guys did nothing, and you're torturing one of your best players.
It's ridiculous. If you do that, you're a moron. But as a fan, I'm also allowed to say that I'm not happy with the way that he dug in certain areas, and maybe that he's not worth the money he's making because playoff time, I don't like what he brings sometimes. I did the breakdown of that video in game 3 when they were on the road, when they were up by 2 goals, and then they scored to make it 3-2, and then he was out the next shift. Like, there's nothing wrong with me being a Leafs fan and not liking certain elements of his game when it comes to crunch time. Like, that's a fair assessment from a guy who has done nothing with his hockey career, right? But people who are like sending death threats and doing that fucking dumb shit, you're a fucking clown, man. I just want him to dig in a little bit in the corners. Like, God for fucking bid. Why are you all of a sudden bringing up this bullshit towards me?
Oh, you were coming at the Oilers, so I'm thinking, well, who's this guy's favorite team? The team who can do nothing once the postseason begins, and then who threatens a star player and causes him to have police outside his window all night.
Buddy, like I said, that's fucking ridiculous. If you send a guy a direct message or a message like that in general, you're an absolute donkey.
I'm glad you made that clear. And
are you trying to insinuate that, like, me saying that I'm not happy with a few of the plays that he made come playoff time?
No, not at all. I'm not saying that.
Okay, all right. I'm
saying it's just I wanted you to kind of speak out against that behavior from your fan base, which you did. So, couple clicks. Good job.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, it's. I also.
Do you think it's odd based on the fact that Nylander takes the subway?
Let me ask you this. If you read Matthew Tkachuk's DMs, you think he's gotten some fucking some death threats?
Yeah,
yeah, but from opposing teams,
I get them on a weekly basis for my fucking brutal hot takes, which are totally fair. They're probably being sent from your burner, Whit. Or you know what? You know what? We could segue after this conversation into this documentary that G was mentioning.
I gotta watch this thing.
We'll bring him on.
Yeah, you don't need to spoil it.
We'll bring him
for
on
Whit.
after this conversation to talk about what it is. I haven't seen it yet either. I'm a little backed up. I still need to watch that Dallas Cowboys one. But would you say that, like, pretty much every NHLer is dealing with donkeys in their fucking DMs trying to send them fucking, like, ridiculous stuff?
Yeah,
like, I don't know.
I think a lot of it to do has the gambling aspect of the game now. When people are losing money on games, people fucking lose their mind on people, and then it's so easy to just grab your phone and DM a player who missed a shot or whatever and just let them have it.
Merles is probably fucking sending him to the stat counters, like, give him
hey,
a
Merles is having those Swedish tall boys. It's 4 a.m. and he misses a shot on net because the guy just decided to pass on a 2-on-1, and he doesn't even remember when he wakes up the DM he sent him. Shoot the fucking puck, you little pussy.
Now, speaking of that, I sent Marner a DM because we follow each other, and I asked him to come on the pod, and then I wrote after, you could also tell me to fuck off, and then he sent a smiley emoji, like, laughing at me saying that, which was fucking awesome. So I hope that there's no hard feelings in the fact that, like, yeah, there were some things that I wasn't happy with come playoff time, but I wish the guy well. I've even said he looked fucking unbelievably handsome at his press conference in Vegas, and I'm happy that he gets to go live outside of Toronto. Let him go right off into the sunset. And it's funny that you brought it to that because I actually have Vegas coming out of the West this year. I don't have your Edmonton Oilers winning that one. I think that Vegas is going to run right through the West. So I don't know how you feel about that, Jans, but I'm rooting for Mitch Marner. I might hop on the Marner bandwagon out there out West too now.
Okay.
No?
Oh, I agree. I think Vegas is the team to beat in the West for sure.
Same here.
But what I wanted to ask you.
Okay, so they lose Petro, they get Marner, and we waxed them last spring. Waxed. Like, I don't know, you lose your best defense and you get an awesome forward. I'm not, like, shaking in my boots.
Good point.
Like, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
if McDavid doesn't sign before the season starts, then you got to know he's not signing.
No, I'm pretty sure he said he may not sign before the season starts, and still put it there. So if he goes into the season unsigned and then doesn't sign, forget anything about the contract. If he doesn't sign after what he said, it would be shocking.
Okay,
shocking, right? Like I think he's made it pretty clear. Unless he's just completely just saying things right now that'll keep the media noise away, and then he'll just deal with what comes of him leaving after next year, if that actually does happen, then that's the way he would want to handle it. But I would be shocked. And then I may be looking back and saying, oh, I don't know if I was correct in calling out Leafs fans for deranged DMs at a former player, because I can't be sure that wouldn't happen. And nor should it ever happen. I'm with Biz. That's a pathetic thing to do as a fan. So I don't know, but there was a lot of people saying like William Nylander takes the subway to the games. Like Mitch Marner didn't need security. But if you have a new baby and your wife and you get death threats, I'm not going to sit here and judge someone to have a little security chilling outside their crib. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Rocket.
Shout out to Rocket. Shout out to Rocket. Protect
Rocket can't fucking sleep anymore with all the security he's doing for the guys around the league.
Grinelli's sitting here saying Marner wants a pity party. That's his opinion as a Bruins fan. Some people may share that, but I am very excited for hockey to come back. I like August. I was just like, no. There's like hockey's not even in my mind. But as September comes, it is September 1st right now. It's like, okay, these guys are going to be at camp in about 2 weeks. We're going to see some live action. We're going to see some rookies making some noise in camp. We're going to see some line combinations. We're going to just have a bunch of stuff to talk about. So I am excited for that. Biz, are you excited? Maybe also a little like back to school nerves that your schedule gets going at TNT and your travel begins?
No, I kind of feel like I like getting in rhythm, and I like having like a purpose. Like I don't have a family, so I start getting maybe a little bit bored and a little bit restless towards the end of summer. Family,
you know what helps with that though?
Having a wife and kids.
Weed.
No. I'm gonna take hooked on phonics and learn how to fucking read. That's how I'll occupy my time. We gotta go quickly back though to this documentary that G mentioned. Yes. He was texting us today about it. G, I'll throw it over to you before I mention my peaking schedule for this week.
Hey, don't spoil anything, because you kind of spoiled something already in the chat that I'm upset about.
Well, it's pretty known going into this. Like, it's a public case, and like all the clips going viral, even in the trailer, everyone knows the mom is the texter. So it's kind of like, how did we get to this point? How did it get so fucked up that this girl's mom was texting? So let me start from the beginning. So this show is about it starts around 13 years old. It's a couple. I think they're a middle school couple, might be freshmen in high school, and they start receiving the most vile text
What
messages.
do you mean a couple? Like they're
just they're dating. They're just like boyfriend, girlfriend.
It's kind of weird calling 13-year-olds a couple, but anyway,
I agree. I was wondering if he was talking about the parents. Like I've never heard a 13-year-old called a couple.
Really?
But they were in 8th grade. I mean, they were dating.
No, there are a couple of works, but Biz, I'm with you. It
was weird.
Okay, so they're boyfriend, girlfriend, a boyfriend. So what would you guys call a boyfriend, girlfriend in 8th grade?
Boyfriend, girlfriend, or a couple.
Yeah, I'd say like boyfriend, girlfriend.
Dating.
Okay, so
I just think of couple as adults.
A crush.
But you're right.
A crush.
So they're dating. These two are dating. They're in 8th grade. They go into high school, and they're getting flooded with text messages, like vile text messages. Like, I don't even want to say what they're saying because they're so fucked up. But like they're telling the girl,
say a couple.
I mean, there's
Did they
one.
get security outside their house.
It's like they're 8th grade, 7th grade. It's like your dick, my pussy, finger in mouth. I want it creamy. And come to find out, it was the mom sending these text messages. But these kids are getting flooded with text messages so bad. At one point, they're telling the girl to kill herself. They end up breaking up. The guy finds a new girlfriend 3 hours away. The mom somehow gets her number, and then she's texting her. And they get the FBI involved. The FBI gets involved. The cop comes to the house, and it's all on the police's camera. And they get this lady to confess for 2 years, just like cyberbullying her daughter, her daughter's boyfriend, the girls at school. She started like a hate campaign about one of the girls at school, making everyone think it was this one girl. So the FBI gets involved. The girl admits it. She was telling her family. This is the skit out of South Park with Randy Marsh just like typing in his room, cyberbullying everyone. She told her family she had 2 jobs. She had 0. So the whole time she was like getting ready to go to work, she would just go sit in this room and send hundreds and hundreds of text messages per day, just like berating her daughter, which is crazy. And
I'd be fine with the death penalty on that.
But it's crazy because
I'm not even kidding. Like,
I know,
that person doesn't even deserve to
doing that to your own
breathe.
child.
So you said told the girl to kill herself at one point. That was her daughter.
Her daughter, she was saying, go kill yourself. You are ugly.
You anorexic bitch.
Yeah, you anorexic bitch. No one wants to fuck you. You have a flat ass. Like, she would watch basketball games, and her mom was the scorekeeper of the basketball game and would be like, you were so disgusting running up and down the court today. When you missed that layup, it was embarrassing. You're a loser. You're unathletic. And she's like, who is doing this? Who is texting me this? And it's her fucking mom and her mom was also like the class mom. Her mom was the coach for all the sports. Like, she was like the mom that like everyone thought was the good mom. And she was involved in the police investigation. She was involved in the school investigation. And it was fucking her the whole time.
So this is called Unknown Number, the high school catfish on Netflix, I believe. I mean, Biz just signed off in the middle of this. I believe he lost internet, but it almost looked like he knew the woman. He started panicking and just signed off as we started talking about this.
100%.
He's like, wait a minute.
He's like, oh my God, that's
they
my
made
weed
a
dealer.
documentary on
She
this?
got me the weed.
Do you think Biz has ever been catfished? Because he gets a lot of DMs. Like, there's got to be one time where someone.
I bet early in his career, he definitely got catfished for sure.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't get catfished?
True. Very true.
Yeah.
At some point nowadays, like, you're going to get catfished.
It's true.
And the problem is, I believe with kids, you can even ask for a picture or a video. What did you say?
I catfished my way into the NHL. Yeah, I'm a good player.
Hey, I'll set up your rookie party. Sign me. Oh, shit. Well, we have a very special guest today. That is TJ Oshie. Now, I do need to apologize to Osh. I did during the interview. I totally forgot he'd come on like 3 years ago. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, but it felt different this time, right? He is officially done playing. We go a lot into his back. We go a lot into everything and the Stanley Cup celebration, and a lot of things are covered that we didn't discuss when we actually had him on years ago when he was still playing. Makes sense. He's more willing to chat about things. We had Tyson Barrie on. That'll be dropping at some point in the near future. Incredible interview where he started off like he was still playing, almost forgetting that he had retired. And Biz was like, dude, tell us something funny. You already retired. And then it got ridiculous. So this Oshie interview, though, is so good. We appreciate him coming on. I think you're going to see some big things in the future with him, maybe media-wise as well. The way he looks, no surprise there. So you guys ready to throw it over to him?
Yep.
Sounds good.
TJ Oshie, the American hero that doesn't want to be called an American hero. Right now. Guys, this episode is brought to you by Body Armor. Body Armor has great tasting flavors like this one, strawberry banana, my go-to. I mention it every week. Strawberry banana is the GOAT. They also have orange mango, and they have none of the trash. No artificial dyes, flavors, or sweeteners. None of the bad stuff, just hydration and amazing tasting Body Armor. In a bold new look with the same great taste, get your Body Armor today at a Walmart or a local grocery store near you. Strawberry banana, like I said, just give it a shot. Amazing in the morning. Get you going. We got 790 milligram of electrolytes, no artificial dyes, B vitamins, antioxidants, vitamins A, C, and E, and coconut water. So right now, Body Armor. Choose better. Guys, Whit here. Quickly, I want to talk about Sport Clips. Classic rookie mistake. Everyone knows not going to Sport Clips haircuts. Guys come in looking like they've just been sacked by a 250-pound linebacker, but walk out looking like a first-round pick. Sport Clips stylists have the playbook for a clean cut. They've mastered the X's and O's of men's hair. And with the MVP experience, The MVP haircut experience. Only at Sport Clips. You get a hot steam towel, a massaging shampoo, and that precision cut. It's the whole 9 yards. When you step into Sport Clips, you're walking into a zone for guys. The games are on. The stylists just get it. This is a place designed for guys to win and walk out with a haircut ready for the highlight reel. Sport Clips, it's a game changer. What a special moment this is. I mean, we got a guy coming on right now, a legendary American hockey player, Stanley Cup champ, over 1,000 games, over 100 playoff games, first-round pick. He did it all. TJ Oshie. What's going on, bud?
What's on? What's going on, fellas?
What have you been up to lately? You're back living in Minnesota, I've been told?
Yeah. So body-wise, I'm doing pretty good. Good enough to be a normal human being. And yeah, we decided a couple months ago to move back to Minnesota. We got 4 kids. They're getting into sports, starting to try to get into the travel stuff. And DC with like the traffic and no family around to help, it got to be a little too much. So we ended up coming back, and school started this week, and so it's been good to get the kids in there, get some friends. You know, they can only play with dad so much. So we got some friends in the neighborhood now, so things are looking up.
You don't drive like Ovi, like just go on the shoulder, zipping around through people?
No, I don't got the special license plates, so you know, I just
the Russian embassy on the plate.
I actually don't know if he has those, but it definitely I think you could definitely tell if Ovi's driving by you.
It must have been a tough decision for you to go, leave Washington. You think of the Washington Capitals the last, 10, 12 years, like you think TJ Oshie, and I would have thought you were a guy that would have stuck around, been part of the team. So I'm sure it's a tough family decision, right?
It's really tough. I mean, my wife cried for a week when we were making the decision. And over the last year, I'd say, when I wasn't playing and, we had a good idea that my back wasn't going to get good enough to come back and play. That was the decision we were wrestling with. And, it was hard. We were in the winter, we're like, all right, we're going back to Minnesota. And then we came back to Minnesota, loved it. Spring started in DC, and we're like, oh, all right, we're staying in DC. And then end of the school year comes, and we're like, oh, we gotta try it. One of the deciding factors too is Backy went back to Sweden, and our kids are all best friends. Us in the back room, super, super close. We live 2 doors away. And our kids were together basically all day. And so they were going back to Sweden. So our kids were kind of already losing, a couple of their best friends. And we're like, if we're going to try it, let's do it now. And, so we made the decision. Still tough. I'm looking at doing, a part-time thing with the Caps. And so I should be going back and forth a little bit, which will be great. But it's tough. I mean, our kids live their whole lives in right. The DC area, right? And so not only the team, which I can never say enough good things about the Capitals organization, but the people we met away from there and how good the fans were to us, leaving all that is super, super tough. And now we're in Minnesota. There's 500 retired NHL guys that live around here. So you kind of get thrown into the mix. But it was a tough decision, and one we didn't take lightly. Like I said, my wife got pretty emotional about it for a little bit. I, for some reason, tend to wait till the camera's on me till I get emotional for some reason. But here we are, and school started, and so it's going great.
You guys got to have the best men's league games going in Minnesota with all the guys that are retired there.
So I haven't skated since playoffs when we got swept by New York in 24. I just haven't skated. My back wasn't in any position to go on the ice at all. And now I could probably maybe go for a little twirl, but I heard about the games that they have. I think it's 3 days a week, and there's multiple games you can play in. And I asked a couple of guys about it, like Drew Stafford, who I played with at North Dakota, and he was like, yeah, I played for a little bit. It's those guys go way too hard. So yeah. I'm going to try to work my body back into it, and then who knows, maybe I'll step on the ice and give it a go.
You're one of those guys though. You're a 1-speed guy. You only know one way to play.
I mean, in the summer, in the off season and stuff, I would have fun. I would, let guys do their thing. Unless we were losing. And if we were losing, I just like absolutely
reverse hitting,
turn it on. I think one time I was skating with Brock Besser, and he was cherry picking the whole day, and we had a tough workout. You know those workouts where you're drained, you're in a bad mood, you got to go skate. It's like August, you feel like out of shape. And you got
things coming up,
and we got a pretty heated game, and Bess got like 3 or 4 breakaways in his last one from across the ice. I chuck my stick, as in like slide it on the ice, knock the puck out, and like just be like, hey, stop doing that. I let it go a little high, almost like a golf club throw, square across the side of his head. And he thought we were going to fight, and I had to play it off like I meant to do it. I couldn't be like, oh, sorry. And so he kind of like went to the bench and changed. And I just skated around and dropped some profanities and told him to stop cherry picking. And so to your point, sometimes I do get a little heated up out there.
Probably the right guy to hit, though. He seems like the most non-controversial guy and doesn't want any type of smoke, right?
No, just so nice. Just such a nice guy. He wants to have fun out there and, score some goals, and probably the right guy. There's a couple other guys I could have hit that probably wouldn't have been so good, like Big Buff or something.
Oh, Jesus. You mentioned Backstrom's name. Now, am I going crazy? Did I not just see a clip of him setting someone up backdoor over in Europe? Like, is he still playing in the Swedish league?
He is. I was just texting with him last night. He said he's having a blast out there. He said there's a lot of North American guys on the team. And that was really my only I had 2 questions, like, how's the body feeling? And are you having fun? And he said the body's feeling great and he's having an absolute blast. So I'm super happy for him. I know they wanted to go back to Sweden and get closer to family, and maybe he'll come on and tell you guys about like the decision to play again and stuff. But I'm super happy for him. I told him right in the text message, I was like, dude, I miss it so much that like I'm happy that you're out there having fun again, snapping it around. I haven't seen the clip, but I'm not surprised he was setting on someone up back door. He's the most natural passer I've ever seen. Like, he's probably gonna be doing that until he's 60.
Yeah,
he's gonna be the Yager of Sweden.
Yeah.
He was the guy who you take away the entire lower part of the ice. You're like, he's not getting it through me, and somehow the size of the puck, a hole. He's like, all right, see you.
Are you speaking from experience, Whit?
I wasn't out there on the PK against him. No,
Dude,
I'm watching poor Scuds or Orp in Pittsburgh before he played with him. Like, I can't. This guy is passing it through me every single time.
Yeah. There's the amount of holes that he would hit when I was on the power play with him and Ovi to get through everyone. It was just like, some guys, they sauce you a puck and it's just a little too high. And you're like, oh, dang, tough one. When he would sauce and it would be too high, you knew it was like, somehow it like picked up speed on the way down or something. And one time he passed it, I'm not kidding, a saucer pass through my legs and then like through the back 2 defenders for a empty net one-timer for Ovi. And I was like, how? And usually you'd like flinch and like try to stop it, but I just knew the second left his stick, he's trying to do this. He's amazing.
Osh, I was just going to ask, was there a chance maybe you were going to try to come back? Because like last year you were kind of in limbo, like healing it, obviously. Probably, it was the 50th anniversary, so it's probably a riot to be around the team and just like celebrating the Ovi goal chase. A couple of young studs taking the next step. Obviously, Tom Wilson, a very close friend of yours, still around. So like, what was that like? And was there ever any chance that you were going to try to come back? Or in the back of your mind, did you really know with the injury that you weren't going to be able to?
Yeah. I guess I don't think I've been very vocal about this. I mean, I was in really bad shape. Like I would have to like flex my glutes and like squeeze my abs just to get my baby out of her crib. And so I ended up getting stem cell injections in 5 discs in early January. And right away I was like, gosh, it was like super painful. I was like, I went through all this and I don't feel better. 6 weeks came and he's like, you can start training a little bit, and still didn't feel good. He was like, since you're not playing and we're not like super rushed, he's like, just give it 12 weeks. And I'm not even kidding you. Like on the day of the 12-week mark, I was like, oh my, like I'm moving. And so I got into the gym, and got like a little my wife does like the Instagram stuff. So she did like the Sakara Life detox thing. I did like a detox with her for a week and hit the gym. And a week in, I was like, all right, here we go. So I started training fairly hard, not like right before training camp type hard, but decently hard, thinking that maybe there was like a flicker of a chance. And there really wasn't enough time for me to give it like a real go, but I just don't think there would be a chance that I would be able to, the way I would want to play the game. I just don't think the back would be able to sustain it.
You say the way you played the game. We've talked a lot about you, over the course of the years of this show, including when we first met at the training camp when Biz and I came in St. Louis, and I was just like, holy shit. Like, I knew you played hard, but even in camp and practice. So at some point, injury was going to be like kind of a part of your career. When did the back really go, though? Was there one specific injury? Was it just wear and tear over time? And like, what is it herniated disc? Like, can you explain what it even is, really?
Yeah. So I guess it would have been like the 2020 end of 2022 season, definitely in the 23 season. Where it would 23 season we had started having a lot of problems. And I did the MRIs, I did all the whatever, needling,
everything.
I did everything. And I met with surgeons around the country that are like the big dogs, right? They do all the big athletes. And most of them all just said like, your discs don't look that bad. Like, yeah, they're all like, we could probably take a snapshot or MRI of like 20 other hockey players that play 15 years and their backs are probably going to look like this. And so they're like, we're not sure, like maybe just like take a break. And, they're like, if you stop playing, you'll be good. And then I got in a pretty good spot in 24. And it always seemed to happen. For me, what I noticed is after I would get hit in the head in one way or another. And there was a play, I wasn't watching, I didn't have the puck, and I ran into, who was it? Ekholm, maybe? And McMichael was coming behind me, and I was just like crossing in front of him at the blue line. He was playing McMichael, not seeing me, and kind of sideswiped me, and I got a concussion. And then the rest of 2024, I played like 2 or 3 games, backs out. 2 or 3 games, backs out. I ended up flying to Minnesota to Cairo here, who just passed away in the last month. So, prayers to him and his family. But I would fly here, like barely able to walk. One time I had to have my 2 daughters fly with me so they could help me through the airport.
Wow.
Come here. He would literally adjust my neck. And within like 2 days, I was like working out, getting on the ice. And so they thought that wasn't that big of a deal. Maybe it was an alignment thing. Sorry, I'm getting long-winded on it. We got down to the bottom of it. I ended up not being able to play last year, obviously. And late November, maybe, reached out to some other players. Stone went to this guy, Dr. Prusmack, in Denver. And he kind of just like, almost like a pit bull, was like, we got to figure out why this is happening. Because I had taken 6 months off at that point. I couldn't work out. I wasn't doing anything. And I still wasn't getting any better. And he figured out that I had tears in my discs, like multiple tears all the way through the disc. So he's like, anytime, because I couldn't even hang on like a bar. Usually if you have a bad back, like,
yeah, it helps.
It helps. I like could not do that. And so he was like, yeah, every time you twist, every time you compress, decompress, those tears are tearing a little bit. And then my discs that are all bulging, there's not a lot of space for the nerves. And it would just like, I would spasm in like 4 different spots. So you're just spazzing against yourself. That's why that clip of me like on the ground, I was in, where were we? Happened in Tampa, went to Florida. And the next morning it was like, I think it was probably a full 45 minutes. I was stuck on the ground spasming and I couldn't get to my phone that was on the bed. And I couldn't reach the hotel phone. So it took me 45 minutes to just like slowly like inch over, pull the phone down from the cord and called like security to call the team. Luckily they caught him right before they went to practice, but they came in and, but yeah, so I got stem cells, injections in those discs to fill in the tears. And it's been phenomenal since then.
And
I mean, Whit touched on it a little bit, and I always say it, if I had a boy and he played hockey, I would have him watch your game because you're one of the most skilled guys I've ever seen, but you played harder than anyone. Like, was there, like, when you're that skilled, was there ever a point where you're like, oh my God, I don't need to blow up 15 guys a game. I can kind of just get away. I can get away with just being a skill player. Because I remember you at World Junior camps. You had the puka necklace on or whatever. You remember back in the day?
Seashell.
And I'm like, you see him floating around. He's just like dangling around. I'm like, that was before the toe dragon was huge. I'm like, this is the most skilled guy I ever seen. And then we play a game, I think it was against like Finland, and you killed like 3 guys. I'm like, what is this guy?
Like, would you smell the fierce cologne right before he reverse hit you or fucking caught you?
Fierce 100%. 2 sprays, walk right into it.
Unreal cologne.
It's still
Merle
so good.
still uses it. He invented it.
It's so good. If I'm in a mall, I'm walking by Abercrombie, guaranteed.
Oh yeah,
Dance a Crombie.
Yeah.
But yeah, that I'm not sure where. I mean, I loved football growing up, and I always tell people I was a slow running back, and so I could not get to the outside, and so they just run me up the middle, and it was like 7th grade, and they're trying to teach the running backs how to like basically reverse shoulder, right? Someone's coming to hit you, you lower your head and go, and I was like a 3rd running back on the team, and no one would do it. Everyone was like scared of getting hit, and I was just like, you know what? If I want to play it, I'm just going to bury my head. And I ended up like running over guys, even though I was super small when I was a kid. I was a really late bloomer, and so I learned as like a little guy to like stand my ground and start hitting bigger guys, and just I don't know, it's kind of fueled something. Warroad, Minnesota is like super blue collar hockey. Obviously, a lot of skill comes out of there, but like everyone like loves being physical. All the guys play on the football team. And then North Dakota, same. Like when I was in North Dakota, it wasn't so intense. There was like an absolute demand that like you need to hit people and you need to train so hard. I tried to hide like in the lifting stuff, but like in the running and the real grind stuff, there was like a certain standard there. And my coach, Dave Hackstall, now in the NHL, obviously, he pulled me aside and he was like, "Oh, your physicality and your work ethic, it helps bring guys along." He's like, "That's a skill too, and that's something like really build on that and take pride in it." And everywhere I went, St. Louis, when I got to DC, it seemed like fans like appreciated it, and my teammates appreciated it, and so I felt like it was just like something that was my job. I don't know, but I really, really enjoyed the physicality, and that's why even in my last year, 23, 24, like the coaching staff, everyone's like, "Oh, just stop. Just like, we don't need you to hit." But then we get down in a game and no one's being physical. You know, Tom is as physical as he can, but he like literally has to pull off of probably 10 hits a game. Tom just does a flyby because he knows he's just too strong. If he hits this kid, he's probably going to get like a suspension just because of how, like you know, I mean, you see him and like, you can't blame him for it because he's been suspended a bunch. And so, I don't know. I just feel like I take it upon myself to be physical, and it just feels so good when someone's coming to hit you and you knock them down. I don't know.
Yeah.
The feeling is just, I just can't turn it down. So, that goes back to the fact of like last year, you know, back feeling a little better.
She's going to be running people in the grocery store.
Oh, I need to do something. I thought about taking up jujitsu or something.
That's probably not great for the back tears. I don't know.
Not good.
I've never done it, as you can tell, but I'm just trying to think of like images of Avery and Bugsy Malone out there like getting their black belts in jiu-jitsu, and I don't know if
we're gonna see a clip on TMZ of Oshie and Tom Hardy going at it in competition.
Yeah.
in the next few years.
My problem will be is I'll never tap out, and I'll just be sleeping on the mat every day. Every day I'll just be laying there sleeping.
You talked kind of about that positive reinforcement when you're younger about your work ethic, your physicality, kind of like driving practice from your coaches. Was there any player before you, maybe around your area, that you looked up to and was able to give you advice at an early age? Like who were your mentors and the people that you looked up to at a young age?
Yeah. So back in my Seattle, Washington days, there's a kid he was like 3 years older than me, maybe. You know, when you're a young kid, you want to go watch the older kids and you watch their games or whatever. He was pretty skilled. He was a good player. He was smaller like I was. I'm telling you, like, I got this football picture of me. It looks like I go up to people's like waistline. I'm on the football field running and you just see these monsters around me. And guys would always hit him, you know, hockey in Seattle. It's like, you're basically there to fight and hit. There's not a lot. Back in the day, there was no skill going on. And he would never get knocked down. And I just thought that was like the coolest thing. And if he did, he was like the first one to get up. Also, like I grew up on movies like Rudy. Like those were like my heroes were like the sports movies, you know, Mystery Alaska. So I was like, oh, I want to be a leader, you know, like what's his name in Mystery Alaska? Beebe? Was that his last name in the movie?
Is it Jeff Beebe? Or?
No, I thought that's the kid who went to the Rangers, right?
Yeah, who was Russell Crowe?
It was the dad in Gladiator.
Oh yeah, Russell Crowe.
Yeah, it was Russell Crowe.
Yeah, what was his name?
John Beebe.
Charlie Conway.
Yeah, John Beebe.
John Beebe, there you go. Like I was like dying for the opportunity in a game for like some star player to come back and to grab a clipboard and say, here, you can take my spot, you know, because of Charlie Conway. Like those were my heroes. I thought they were real people. And I don't know. That just kind of how I grew up is like, that was like the epitome of being like a team player. And yeah, that's kind of where it comes from, I think.
When you moved, like, I mean, what were you, like 13, 12 or a little, was it younger?
Yeah, sophomore in high school. So 15.
Okay. So I'm thinking you were probably pretty excited based on like the hockey in Warroad and like the players it produced and how good you were at that time. Like, so was it more like, I can't wait to get into the Minnesota high school hockey scene, or were you kind of like, oh, I like where I'm at now?
No, it was a very like almost traumatic year for me. My parents got divorced middle of my 8th grade year. My mom had me move in with her back at her hometown, which is Stanwood, Washington's dairy farm, like Hicktown. I was the only kid in the whole school that probably had ever skated in their lives. Oh. And so she would drive me from Stanwood to Everett, Washington on I-5 in traffic. My dad would grab me. He would drive me out to Seattle, practice. And we'd usually practice at like 9 p.m. And then it would transfer would happen on the way back. And I couldn't play any other sports that year. No hockey or no football, no basketball, which I was like a basketball player first growing up originally. And it was just so hard. And I went out to Warroad, and I actually wasn't like Kerry Eads, who coached me at North Dakota and then now is with Fargo Force. He told my dad, he's like, he can't really skate very good. So like he can come and play JV, but I can't promise him he's going to play very much. And the fact that I went there in the summer and everything was so close and it was just like easy to play hockey and that you skated for free. I was never allowed. My dad would let me go to stick and puck every once in a while because it was like $20, you know, and back in early 2000s, late 90s, like we just didn't have the money for me to go at 6 a.m. before school. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I'll go. Me and my dad went. And I think I didn't take a day off of skating when the rink opened in maybe early November, whenever football season ends, until we won the state championship that sophomore year. Wow. And so my skating improved a lot. I never had a trainer. I never had, you know, it was just, they're just open ice.
No coach skating, just you on the ice, like getting better.
Me and all the World boys. There's every week you have a paper posted. High school boys is called Copper Kings. And you just look at your Copper Kings times of your age group. And that's what ice sheet you get. And when it's just wide open and you just show up whenever you want, no one pays for ice. It was, and if those two are closed, like if they didn't let us take the key on like Christmas Day, then you just go skate outside. But I remember they gave us the key quite a bit, but I think my dad actually just had one. But they were great. And you could stay until midnight. They'd just be like on the way out, they'd dim the lights and they'd be like, hey, just turn the lights off when you come out, the doors are locked.
Dude, that is like out of a movie.
I know.
No, it is. And so, I mean, if I didn't move to Warroad, I'd probably be coaching middle school basketball right now in Everett, Washington.
Not even
100%. I'd be running
Not
tournaments.
even hockey.
Oshie Sports and Entertainment. My dad had me win
Prestige
basketball tournament.
worldwide.
Worldwide. That's what I'd be doing right now.
At what age were you like, I'm going to play in the National Hockey League, and like that was your onset goal? Like at what?
7.
Okay, so you were early, and you just that was it. That was the only thing.
Well, I was going to play in the NBA and the NHL when I was a kid.
Oh,
That was
First guy ever.
I've actually talked about this. I thought somebody was going to do NFL and NHL.
It'd be amazing. You could almost do baseball.
Yeah.
A little bit, right?
That would be a lot more likely.
But yeah, and even like my dad never let any scouts talk to me. After I committed to North Dakota, it might not have been until after I left college. I was in pro. I was in St. Louis. He showed me this box of all the programs from all the schools across the country that they all, they send you the program and like whatever, here's a summer training plan, whatever it is. He kept a box of them. He didn't let anyone speak to me. He didn't let me see nothing. So I didn't even know what a draft was. I didn't have an agent. They said when I got drafted, I didn't even know what it meant.
So what do you think the reasoning behind that was, or had you kind of maybe already made up your mind as far as where you wanted to go?
No, I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna play in the NHL. It wasn't even like a goal. It was like, it's just, I'm gonna do it. I just gotta play for this team right now, and then I'll play for that team later. And
Yeah, you're a true throwback. He's a throwback.
Oh yeah, I more meant like you not seeing that stuff. Do you think that was a positive thing? Not knowing all these programs wanted your attention, and was it to keep you humble and honest?
Head gets big.
Yeah, I had zero pressure besides at lunch going in on minhawk.com to see the chat rooms and see what they were saying.
What's this minhawk.com?
I would go at lunch after you eat, like before I go to before I go play basketball, I go in the library, go on the computer and type, I don't know, it's like it was like a chat room, minhawk.com, and you just type in like Warroad or whatever, and you can just scroll through and see what whoever's in this chat room is saying about Warroad or TJ Oshie or whatever it is. That was like the Twitter back then.
Okay, so people would be like, you got to look out for this kid. Hey, check out this guy. I'm skating with this guy. So that's...
And it'd be ruthless, too. That like
would people be chirping you?
Yeah. Like, the Roseau people would get on there and bash. It would be negative, too. But it was so limited. But it was very positive for me because I think there was one game I was playing in some... I don't remember where it was. They weren't a very good team. We won like 15-0 or something. But I remember seeing one jacket where it was like they had a New York Rangers thing on it. And they're standing on the glass. They look professional. I remember thinking like that could be a scout. But like when I would play in my like driveway playing basketball and stuff, in my mind, every car that drove by like could have been a scout. You know what I mean? So they come by and like, all right, 360. Like,
that might be Kevin Garnett.
Yeah. So
he rolls out the window, smoke comes out. Oh, it is Kevin Garnett.
But yeah, so there was I had no pressure. I was just a kid having fun, trying to win, playing with my buddies. So
that's awesome.
The whole public, like just going to your public high school in Minnesota, I love the fact that everyone does that. Like, you must have enjoyed it so much. Like, you're playing for your hometown, the school, everyone's coming out to support you. Like, do you think that'll ever change in Minnesota, especially the way hockey's going nowadays?
Yeah, I think it's already changing a little bit.
You guys are our only hope, Osh.
I know.
You're the only state left where we have like hope for to never change.
I'm trying. Just let me know what petition I got to sign.
I know, seriously.
There's the problem is now that kids are getting representation at a young age, and I feel like they automatically say like NHL is the end goal. To get there, you need to play in like an NHL schedule, or you need to play more. A high school season, you win the state tournament, it's 31 games. Yeah. So in their eyes, like that's not a lot. But there's nothing better, I don't think, than playing on a team for your high school with your classmates, your best friends, you're riding bikes, like to neighbor, go inside is like, there's something very, I don't know if it's like a sense of pride and like honor to like you're representing your town. You know what I mean? And I just feel like for some reason there's so much focus on like getting to the next level, and there's less focus on enjoying playing the game and being a good teammate, being a good student, staying at home. I mean, my kids now, like at this point, I can't thank my mom enough for letting me and my dad go to Warroad. But like, I got asked my senior year to go to Shattuck and decided to stay because we didn't win the state tournament that year, and I wanted to win the next year. But like the amount of heartache my mom had with me not being there, like I couldn't imagine sending my kids off. Like I would miss them way too much, unless I thought it was like what they really wanted and they were with, but I don't know. There's something super honorable, I think, about staying with your high school in Minnesota and playing for your hometown. And those are the guys you grow up watching, right? You go to a little kid in Warroad, you ask them what they want to be, like they want to play varsity for Warroad High School, which is like super cool. And I could sense that. And I was there a short period of time, but I immediately was like fully ingrained. And like, I tell anyone, like, if it wasn't for Warroad and like that community, not just the hockey, but like the community, like I don't know. I wouldn't be the same person I am today. That's for sure.
I was just going to talk about transitioning when you go to college. Like you're opinionated on like these kids and how they keep what they're focused on, what's next, as opposed to being in the moment. What do you make of like the transfer portal stuff? Like you were a guy who stayed loyal to his university. Like, do you kind of feel like it's the same problem in university now?
Yeah, I personally hate it. And I understand, why some people do it, but I mean, it's just, I think there's something to not being like the best player and not being treated like an all-star. I think it grounds you. It teaches you how to work hard. It teaches you how to be a good teammate. I just don't love the transfer portal thing. I don't know. That's just not the kind of person I am. There was times where I wasn't playing probably as much. I played a lot in North Dakota, but there was, you want to play every minute of every game. I never once thought like, I'm going to go to Minnesota, Don
if you
Lucia
called your dad after a game and be like, "Yeah, I didn't play enough. I want to go to Minnesota," he would have told you to go fuck yourself.
100%.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It would never. He probably tell me to get out.
Yeah.
He's like, nope,
go play basketball again.
not doing that.
And looking at your career at North Dakota, like forget high school, where nowadays like a kid like you, it would be hard to stay at Warroad. Well, then you go to North Dakota, you light it up your sophomore year, you dominate freshman year, sophomore year. Now you're probably going to the NHL, but you went back for your junior year. Like that decision was just more about, hey, I want to be here still. We haven't got the job done yet, or whatever it was.
Yeah. That was not really a tough decision for me. Maybe the only tough thing was my junior year was watching watching Taves go and just light it up. And we were line mates, and I think we were really good for each other because we would skate in between classes in the mornings, and it'd be like me, him, Ryan Duncan, Taylor Chorney was out there usually. And we would go head to head in like all these like little games, right? And even in practice, me and John would just go toe to toe all the time. And we really pushed each other. We loved each other, but on the ice, we were super competitive and like really pushed each other to get better. And so when I saw him go and have such a good year in the middle of my junior year, I was like, all right, I guess I gotta go pro. I was banged up pretty bad my junior year, where I was getting injections in between like every game, probably like maybe 60% of the games, from like these hit pointers that I like couldn't get rid of for some reason. And I ended up, going to St. Louis, and it ended up being good. I had a great fun first year in St. Louis, but like I'd say 2 years in, and definitely like on my second contract, I was like, man, I would give my whole rookie contract back if I could have went back and played my senior year.
Oh,
Wow.
way.
100%.
Oh shit.
Why?
I
Just
loved
because it was
I
more of
loved
like a
it that
job?
much. What's that?
Just because like the NHL was more of a job, like guys that were older back then, you weren't hanging out every day, like you missed that aspect.
I miss it so bad. There's a guy, my little brother's friend who's in between us. So he graduated a year before my brother. He came out and visited after my freshman year in North Dakota. Literally loved it so much he never left. He just stayed there. Didn't even go to school. But like he's like my best friend. I was the best man in his wedding. I was living with Patrick Berglund my rookie year, and we had a good time, but we had a pretty old team. A lot of guys had kids. I mean, the Kachuk brothers were running around playing, knee hockey in the locker room. So like we had a lot of older guys, and it just wasn't the same. You weren't going to lunch every day with your boys. You weren't hanging, like they had stuff to do. And I know they definitely had their hands full.
No
Yeah.
Chipotle with the boys.
No Chipotle. Yeah. I mean, rarely, but, and so I called my buddy, like, people call him, like back in the day, like in St. Louis, they called him Turtle because that's when Entourage just came out, but he hates it. But Brandon, I called him and I was like, hey, please move out here and live with me. You don't need to work. Like I'll get you a car. Just please come out and be my friend and hang out with me. And it was like,
they call those wives sometimes,
That's the NBA mentality.
I wasn't quite there. Yeah. But, yeah. And so I missed like the boys so much that, I really regretted not playing my senior year.
You mentioned Jonathan Taves. How close? You're probably still very close with him. I've been fascinated with his journey. I mean, obviously he dealt with his fair share of injuries, took a little bit of time off, and like now he's coming back. Did you talk to him before he announced that he was going to come back? And how happy are you to see a guy who I felt like was kind of stripped of like that swan song ending, right? Like, I mean, with everything that he's accomplished, where now I feel like he's able to go home and hopefully, cap off an incredible Hall of Fame career.
No, absolutely. I chatted with him on the phone. He called me maybe in the spring, late spring. And it was pretty late at night. I actually was in bed with, I like the little ones were sleeping there. And, so I had a nice long chat with him. He was talking about, training methods and all this other stuff. And he asked me, cause we were both ARP guys. And he asked me about the training and where I trained in Minnesota. Cause he said he wanted to come here and work out and skate. And he ended up doing it, at St. Thomas, same place that I hit best in the head with a stick. And he, but he was asking me about, Eric Rasmussen, who played, was in Buffalo and New Jersey, who puts us through the training there. And then Jay out in Arizona writes our programs. And so he was asking about it, and, I was super happy for him. And, he's another guy, not obviously not the same player as Backy, but he's just so smart. He has such like a natural, I don't know, there's just some guys like the way they handle the puck, like you just know that's never going to go away. And the way he plays with his head up and, his skills around the net. And, I knew that if you got his body into a good spot, that he could definitely make a comeback. So I'm super excited to watch him this year. I think he's going to be better than people think.
Nice.
I'm rooting for him for sure. Now, going back to that ARP training method, do you guys feel like maybe that like messed you guys up at all? And can you describe it? Like, I'm just curious because you saw guys doing it where they would put the thing on their forehead. I think Luch was doing it at one point. Like, can you describe what it is? And there were a few guys who were doing it that ended up suffering like injuries and stuff. Maybe it's just like a just by chance, but I'll hand it over to you.
Yeah, no, I mean, so I actually got into it because I was so injured. In St. Louis, I was lifting like super, super heavyweight. Like I was like really like getting after it. And maybe that was the start of my back. I mean, my back was just like terrible, and my hips and everything. And so I used it before one game. Chris Porter let me use it to warm up, and my back pain like disappeared. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I got one. Actually, a lot of the boys in St. Louis got on board with me, and we would just use it just to warm up. That was it. Yeah. And then I wanted to try it maybe part of the reason why I got traded from St. Louis too is because I told him I wasn't doing the team's training anymore. I was doing the ARP. But I went in the first day, and it was the hardest training I've ever done. Because you don't you see guys sitting there in the pads on, and you think people just sit there. Like, you don't. You basically go in the gym and you just fail. It's the ARP's on you, but you're like constantly failing, like trying to hold.
It's like a muscle stimulant, like it's a stim machine where it's pulsating.
And so the thought process behind it is like training your nervous system. Like, the higher your nervous system can obviously like handle, and more efficient it is, the better you're going to be. The more you can hold positions, and you train in certain positions to prevent injuries and things like that. So we don't do any stretching or any of that, but we train in extreme positions. And I can't tell you about like how the ARP works like exactly, because the guy has been using it for so long that like only he can write like the programs. But it changed I think I played way longer than I would have if I didn't start it.
So let's say you put it on your quads and you do a lunge, you're holding in a static position in different lunge positions, like you would maybe in a skating stride, and you're trying to like fatigue the muscle essentially.
Yeah, that's part of it. It helps you like recruit the correct muscles. So like if you're in a lunge, right, your front leg, you should be pulling down with your hamstring. And like, you would never think about that. You kind of just fall and then use your quads to like jump back up. And so if you were doing that, it might be on your hamstring and a different part of maybe it's your lats to like hold you up like this. You know what I mean? So it helps you train in the proper position. It's super, the form is like very, very important when you're doing it. And, we use it for sleep, for recovery, for warm-ups, for workouts. There's also workouts like we have the ARP, but it's not like called like the ARP program. It's Evo Ultra Sport or Evo Ultra Fit, sorry. And so we train a lot without it too. But it's just there to like supplement. So like when you're resting and it's still going, you're still firing the right muscles, even though you're resting. So it's the hardest training I've ever done for sure.
Yeah, I remember Sean Horkoff had one too. It was very, very popular for a while there. Like a ton of guys got into it. I was always just like,
how long would a workout be?
It depends. Every day is like, I don't think I've ever done the same workout 2 days ever since it started. Like every day is like a different program. But it can be anywhere from an hour to 2 hours. Just depends. Sometimes like switching the pads and stuff, that's really the only thing that sucks. It's also super painful if you're injured. Because it basically teaches your brain that like it's okay to fire certain muscles when they shut down to like prevent worse injury. And so like a lot of times like I'd have like problems in my hip or my hamstring, and that would be because of my hip flexor, right? And so like you put it on your hip flexor, it goes up to 100. I can only turn it up to like 10 or 15. And the goal is to get it all the way to 100, and you have to like just fight through the pain. It's miserable, but there was days I'd walk in the rink being like, I can't play. And I would do this it's called the search and destroy. And I would go out there and be great, be good to go.
Because it was, even back then when you were in St. Louis, it was almost taboo in the league to do other stuff, right? Like guys were chirping, management, you mentioned it quick. Like that could have been one of the reasons you got traded. Because when that trade happened, everyone was kind of like, wait, what?
I know.
Were you half kidding? Or do you think that partly had to do with it?
No, I think it had something to do with it. Yeah, for sure.
Come on.
I think there's a chance. Yeah.
You could see that.
They tried to send me to the minors when I did Jack 3D in training camp, but luckily I passed my piss test. Did you used to do Jack 3D?
I think I did. I think I tried to do. What was it? What was the pill that you're supposed to like shed body fat?
Oh, hydroxycut?
Hydroxycut, yeah.
I need that
you
now.
And Frank Thomas?
Yeah. It might be time to get back on it. I think I took it for like 2 weeks, like in the middle of summer. And it was at Minnesota hockey camps actually. And someone was like, hey, you can't take that. And I was like, what? And they're like, no. And I was like, okay, I guess
I got
better
a little lazy this summer.
That's
I
assault,
did this
brother.
pill from an infomercial called
Too many late nights in
Hydroxycut.
Zorbas. Yeah.
It's
Me and
from
Khloe
the
Kardashian
creators
are
of
doing it.
Hydroxyclean. Hydroxycut.
Hey, you mentioned the Minnesota hockey camps, though. I went out in Brainerd. I went out with Bugsy before the Olympic camp in 2009 summer. That was incredible. And you were a staple there your whole life growing up, right?
I
But,
heard those were boot camps.
dude, it was awesome.
It
awesome.
was if you showed up in 2 weeks, you were like game ready, guaranteed. It was intense. So that was before the ARP. It was intense. Power plyos, speed plyos, each of those twice a week, and then there's like a mile run, hill sprints, and then you skate twice a day.
What?
It was. Where was this at? Like
was
a college?
Bugsy trying to
like
take
you all
you out
live in
at that?
somewhere? It's a little lake town, Brainerd, Minnesota. And
Beautiful
yeah, Minnesota
place.
hockey camps. The Bugsy was their whole family, Brad Malone, Ryan Malone.
Hartnell would be there, I think, right?
Hearts was always there. It was intense, man. It was brutal.
Would Bugsy try to take you out on the weekends?
No, I was
Oshie's
a little
never
young.
said no to a night
They were
out.
to me, they were like 40 years old because I was just a young buck, but they weren't they're only like 5-6 years older, but and he had like all his tattoos. I was like, God, these guys are like men, and you're a high schooler or like going into college or in college, and you're going against them like twice a day. And I think it was Hearts maybe. I think I toe dragged him a couple times. And this is like, they were big, like they were NHLers. And he like hunted me down and gave me the biggest slash across my wrist. And he was like, don't ever do that again.
Oh, no.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I just toe drag everyone else.
Hey, we quickly mentioned the St. Louis trade, though. Like,
yeah,
take me through you finding out about that. Like, it seemed like you loved it there. I mean, I remember being there. I think it probably came off as you loved everywhere you played. You just loved the game. But how did you find out, and were you as shocked as everyone else?
How did Turtle take it?
Yeah. Well, he had already moved out, so there was a year of we had to let things cool, but now we're tight again. But I was actually sitting down watching golf. I actually had the ARP on. I was doing like a recovery protocol, and there was a call with Doug Armstrong maybe 3 weeks before that, maybe a month, about like, he's like, hey, let's just get down to just don't hold anything back. What do we need to do to beat Chicago and LA? We're right there every year, regular season. We do great against them. There's a couple times we had been like up 2 goals, and then they would win 4 in a row and then go on to win the cup. He's like, why aren't we getting there? What does it take? And I was super, super honest with him about like, I didn't try to like name names, but just like, I was like, guys, some guys are all in, some guys aren't. And so the guys that aren't, if we want to win, like we need guys that want to play and are willing to block shots, are willing to get ran over by LA's D. I mean, it was tough back then. The D they were scary, but you still had to like go to these areas, and we had some guys that wouldn't. And he's like, all right, thank you. Anyways, call comes on July 2nd, maybe. And I'm sitting there, I'm doing like my protocol things. I told him about the ARP. They didn't want me to do it. I told him I wanted to do it anyways. And he got on the phone and he was like, hey, Oshie, how's it going? And I was like, oh, it's going great. I was like, I'm in like the best shape of my life. I'm ready to rock. I'm so excited for the season. I've been skating. I'm healthy. And he's like, okay, well, yeah, that's great. You've been traded to the Washington Capitals. Brian McClellan will be giving you a call here. And then that was it. It wasn't, he was like, yeah, it's like, all right, like, see ya.
Like at that point, you're probably shell shocked, like when you hung up. Like,
Yeah.
what the?
Yeah, and I had been told that there's a chance I was going to get traded to Pittsburgh at the draft. I told like the deal was like in the works, and then it didn't go through. And then I can't remember if they traded for Kessel or if he signed there. I can't remember what happened, but I knew once I got a right winger that I wasn't going. So I was like, okay, I'm going to retire as a Blue, live here the rest of my life, just like all the old Blues do. And I I was super like proud of that, happy about that. And then, I got the call and I was like, there was like 10 minutes of like just me.
Sure.
I messed around with my wife saying we got traded a couple times that summer, joking.
Oh,
She's like, no way. And so I texted her again and she's like, haha. And I was like, no, seriously, call me. And so I talked to her and she's like, what the heck? And I was like really let down. Like I felt like I let like the whole city down, right? Because they treated me so well. I took so much pride in like being a Blue, and I like literally for the first time, like I guess maybe the first time in my life, I really felt like defeated. Like maybe you can't do this, maybe, you know. But it was only like 10 minutes because once Brian McClellan called me, like I've never heard anyone like more happy that I was going to join the organization. He was like so excited. I could tell he didn't want to like tell me on the phone that they wanted me to play with Ovi and Backy, but like he was kind of hinting at it. And that just got me like jacked up. I was like, man, Backstrom, Ovechkin, like me. And like at the time, Tarasenko coming to the Blues, he was kind of like the new star. I had been like, for whatever reason, just like moving off the power play, and I wasn't playing penalty kill. I was on like second power play, and my minutes were like, I think overall, like over the season, they were like really good, like high, you know, like 18. But like, I just felt like at the end of the season, I was kind of like, I don't know, I'm not playing as much and kind of getting buried a little bit. And I just got super jacked to go to Washington. And I mean, the rest is kind of history. It was cool walking in there and having like, even the coaches were like, oh, with the puck, do whatever you want. Like we have no rules.
No way.
Like when you're on defense, like you play our systems, like you know them, you play them, and that's mandatory. But when you have the puck, use your imagination and go have fun. And I was like, what? Like, I didn't think the NHL was like this.
That's not Hitch. That's
so like,
not
well,
Hitch.
no, not Hitch, not Andy Murray. Like, that's not the way that my 7 years in St. Louis went. So I was like, this is insane. And it was, I mean, I felt like I was like free to like be myself again. Although I felt like the first like 4 months of the season, I like forgot how to score. And like who came out to me? One of the assistant coaches came out to me and they're like, what? They're like, hey, how you feeling? Like, you enjoying it? I'm like, I'm having a blast. I'm so sorry. I should have like 30 goals already playing with these guys. And because I literally was like missing like empty nets. I was like, they put me in so many good spots and I wasn't scoring. I'm like, and in my mind, I'm like, oh God, he's coming to talk to me. I'm going to be off the line. He's like, no, actually was going to come tell you to like take more chances. Like, we know you're going to backcheck. Like, start taking more chances and, don't cheat. But like, if you see an opportunity, like go. And I was like, what? Like, this is crazy.
This is amazing.
This is crazy. And ended up getting hotter throughout the rest of the year. But it was a great move for me. And I love St. Louis, miss them, love my teammates. But DC was a good fit.
So I want to stay somewhat chronological order here because I have some questions about those runs in Washington in the Cup. But back to 14 and the shootout, because people will lose it if we don't talk about this.
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
So we played on the Worlds the year before that, right?
Oh, yeah, you mentioned this.
Yeah.
And the reason, remember, what was it against, like Italy, where you went like 5 different times?
Yeah.
And scored?
Yeah, it was the summer before I went against, That was a tough tournament for the Team USA. We
had a blast though.
We were almost playing Japan and like China.
Well, we remember if we would have lost in regulation, we would have got relegated from the tournament.
Yeah,
it was we were playing for 14th place, I think.
Do you remember coming up to me halfway through the game? I think we were playing either like Kazakhstan or France or someone, and you go, "Dude, I know why I'm so bad." I'm like, "Why?" You're like, "I have one contact in." I was like, how are you even playing right now? We were a mess, that team.
It was,
He's like, I don't even normally wear contacts. I don't even know how this thing got in here. Is this in yours?
Oh, that was good. No, we had a lot of fun.
So
we had a lot of fun. But yeah, we were going to get relegated. We ended up going to a shootout against Italy. And I had to shoot 5 times. I went 3 for 5 in that, which I think ended up helping making the Olympic team because I know it was tight there at the end with the last couple selections.
If you guys wouldn't have qualified, you said you would have been like relegated out of the actual Olympics?
Team USA would have had to do a play-in tournament to get back in.
Oh,
It was bad. It was bad. Like we had a lot of fun. But we weren't making America proud in that tournament.
Well, going back to Witt's question about the shootout, I think Putin was in attendance when you ended up scoring all those goals against Russia, right?
That's what I heard. I was literally, I don't know if it was like the guys on the team got in my head, but I had to go to NBC Studios after to do like all the media stuff. And so they were just like, remember we like rode our bikes or whatever, and they were like, just wait here, and someone's gonna come pick you up. And I'm just, and it's dark out, and I'm just standing there, and the guys were like, be careful, you're in Russia. Putin was here. And so I literally called my wife. I was like, yeah, I love you. And literally, I didn't know. Even going into it, they're like, if you leave Olympic Village, like don't wear your Team USA stuff. And so like all this stuff was like in my head, and this Russian guy comes, pulls up, grabs me. I get in the car, and it's just silent, and we're just driving. And I feel like we're probably driving for like 5 minutes, but it felt like we were driving for like a half hour. And I'm just like, I'm trying to look at like where I'm going to like navigate if I have to like get back. And clearly nothing was wrong. The guy was like super professional and nice, and just dropped me off at NBC Studios and went in. But yeah, it was, I was like scared for my life.
You're like, hey, Turtle, I'm going to need you on a one-way ticket here.
Brother,
and you're
brother,
going to have to sample all my food before I eat it. How quick can you get here?
Oh, I only ate McDonald's there too.
Was that like a different level of stardom where when you came back, you feel like you were being recognized in public more? And if so, like, how did you handle that? Because you seem like the most down-to-earth guy. So all of a sudden, everybody's coming up at the grocery store or wherever, and you're like an American hero.
Yeah, I think because we were in season, I basically was just like really in St. Louis. And so there was like some more media attention. If I didn't go on Twitter, I didn't really like think about it too much, but my life definitely changed. It changed my life, forever. I got to do so many things. I went to like the ESPYs that year. I got my first invite to Tahoe, to the American Century Championship, which is like, that's like my Super Bowl now. Like that's my Masters.
Witt wants in that one too.
I heard you're a legend there. I heard that Miles Teller's like, where's Oshie? Where's Oshie? Everyone just waits till you get there.
We have maybe I'll send you guys the hype video I did this year, but we do a little like beer pong flip cup baseball game.
That's what it was. Yes.
Yeah. And it's got some traction. We had someone come up and say they want to sponsor it next year. It's just in the lounge it's like you're not supposed to be playing there, but it's just in the lounge at the casino. And I think last year the fire marshal, they had to come kick people out because the fire marshal showed up, and they're like, this many people can't be in like this lounge.
Oh, you had an audience for this. Like fans are showing up to watch.
It's packed. Everyone's waiting. I had guys come up to me on the range on Saturday this year, and they're like, hey, how do I get in this game? We're just having, like, it's not a game.
Fight Club.
We're just having fun. I made a hype video this year, and it was pretty good. It was fun. So I think the teams were, I had Colin Jost. It was 2 nights. So Travis Kelce was on my team first night.
Who's Colin Jost? The guy from SNL?
Yeah.
Isn't that, who's he married to?
Is it Scarlett?
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Some big hitters.
Kelce was there. The Miz is on my squad every year.
Okay.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
And then we had Baker Mayfield's my boy. He's on the squad. And then we had Smiley Kaufman step in on the second night. He's by far the best player, flip cup player, or like
that's SEC.
Player.
That's
SEC.
SEC.
Smiley
right there.
Kaufman.
I literally can't tell you. My wife came up and she's like, hey, like who was that? And I was like, oh, that's Smiley. I was like, remember we met him at like the dinner last night. She's like,
I'm leaving you for him.
She's like, yeah, seriously. We see him I watch Golf Channel, and she's like, every time she sees him, if there's someone like over, she's like, hey, this guy's like the best flip cup player you'll ever see. I'm like, there he is. But yeah, and then we played against, and then Miles brings his team. So we had like Jason Kelce, Trevor Lawrence, Matthew Chucky's on there. And so great squad.
Any chance you could put in a word for Witt? I'll work his bag if that's okay. Even Jans is a good enough golfer to golf in that.
Hey, I just pray that I get the invite every year.
Yep. That's biz. People don't care. They're like, I don't want anyone else invited. I could lose my spot.
Yeah. Everyone's cock blocking one another.
I know. No, you got to, you know.
No, we should actually really go out there because Pardon My Take went out there this year. We should go out there and interview guys at least. Play a little golf.
The guys are so incredible. Like all the guys and the girls, all the celebrities are phenomenal. Like everyone's so nice, and it's like it's great seeing them in like that setting where they're just like normal people. They have like their kids rolling around or their other friends, and it's a time. You guys definitely should be out there.
To go back quickly to the shootout, I think one of the things that made people realize you're such a humble guy too is after they asked you like, how does it feel to be an American hero? You said, oh, the real heroes are wearing camo. Like that's not me. And I mean, that's obviously something you can't think about saying because it's just asked you. You didn't plan on that shootout happening, but that was a pretty incredible quote that put into perspective, type of person you are and stuff, and probably made people appreciate you even more.
Yeah, I think leading up to it, like the Olympic orientation camp, they bring all the military in, the special forces, and you hear their stories. And I've always been someone that like really admires the military and what they do and their sacrifices and their family sacrifices. And I've told us a bunch, but like when we won, it wasn't not like it was a gold medal game, right? So yeah, we won the shootout, but I didn't think it was like that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And so when I got, in the moment, and you're in Russia, you're like, no one's awake back home.
But it was against Russia too, like that.
But I just didn't think people would wake up and watch the game. Like I thought some, like the diehard hockey people, but I didn't think it was like this massive, obviously it's the Olympics, and but I just didn't really think about it. And then so that question came, and I was like, American hero, like take it easy here. It's just a shootout.
I put my contacts in one at a time, folks.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's where the quote came from, and still to this day, like super proud of the military, and I'm as American as you can get.
Yep.
We have to ask about the like I kind of mixed it in with one question earlier about it maybe being like despite the injury and kind of dealing with a season where you couldn't play and the frustration in that, but you got to be there for Ovi goal chase and just like the way the team played. I think they exceeded everybody's expectations. So that was probably a bright spot for you getting to experience that. And, what was your relationship like with Ovi, and what is it like? I mean, I'm sure you were probably nervous meeting him for the first time and being such a legend, but how was last year in getting to witness everything that happened in the Washington Capitals' 50th year of existence?
Yeah, it was incredibly special to be a part of that and to play with him. Like when I first met him, it was like 10 minutes. And you're like, oh my God, this guy's phenomenal. Like he didn't act like someone that was better than you or some superstar. He was just like right away. And not just me that was like new to the team, like anyone in camp, any like new guy in the team. And he was the same with me as he was with, a guy that was playing the fourth line or the guy that wasn't playing very much. So it was super easy to like get along with and have fun with. Our relationship was pretty close at the rink, and like I was next to him on the plane in the card game. And so, me, him, Carlson and Backstrom. And so it was a fun table. We spent a ton of time together, a lot of long flights, a lot of card games, a lot of time at dinners on the road and all that. And our kids, we had families that kind of started growing up together. And so, to be a part of and to fly with the team and to go see like him actually do it. Cause me and Backy, we weren't going to the rink every day and, grinding with the boys. It was like mid-seat, like you let them we're just letting the guys do their thing. And if they needed us or, we wanted to come in and hang out, we do it, but we weren't there every day. And so to go actually see it happen was, it was really incredible because this last like year or so, everyone's like, is he going to do it? Or a year and a half, maybe 2 years? Like he can't do it, or he's going to slow down and all this other stuff. And I just kept telling people, I'm like, I don't count Ovi out of anything. Like whatever he says, like he's going to do it. If he wants to do it, he's going to do it. Like if he wants to come in like phenomenal shape, he's going to come in phenomenal shape. If he wants to score 40 goals, like he's just going to do it. He's like one of those people that just like, if we do like a team, we did a team raffle 2 years in a row, like cash, and they would pick 2 players every year. It's called like the Queen of Hearts. Lavi did it. And the pot got up to be big. Like, I mean, really big. Ovi won twice because he just thinks he's going to. Like when he
How
goes
does
up,
it work? You just got to draw the queen?
you got
out
to,
of a
yeah.
deck
So
of
all the cards are in numbered envelopes, randomized, and then you buy tickets and they put them in like a shuffle lottery, and someone comes out and pulls it, and they get to go pick any blank envelope, or they're like numbered, pull it, you open it up, see what card it is, and the pots got large because you can buy as many tickets as you
Over
want.
100K?
I guess not that large, but like 30, 40, I think.
Who on the team bought the most tickets for the most chances?
Oh, Ovi for sure. but your
28K
tickets,
was his.
but after that draw, the tickets get thrown away. And so
Oh.
every time it's a new set of tickets.
Until someone gets it.
And I think until someone wins, I think it was a minimum. There's like a minimum of 40 or something dollars, and it was like $5.
That's a great
a ticket,
idea,
I think.
actually.
Yeah, but he won twice out of like
course.
completely. And so like that's I try to tell people, I'm like, he's just like one of those guys that he's just like, he has no other thought than like, if he's gonna, like, he's just gonna score. Like every time he shoots, he's like, this is going in, and usually it does. So it's he's one of a kind. So to be a part of his thing, and like the shout out for Backy, like everyone knew that's coming, right? And for him to like throw my name in there, because me and Backy were up in the stands together, or up in the suites together, was so special, because you don't know kind of the imprint you have on other people, right? And I've always respected and loved him as a teammate, loved battling with him, and for him to show that respect back. And right when he went, I mean, he's on the ice. He just did it like 10 minutes before that. And so to say, call out, Backy and Osh, for me to hear Osh, I was like, whoa, like I'm getting chills right now just thinking of it, for how special he made that moment for me and for all of his teammates, when he thanked all the teammates and gave so much credit to the guys and the coaches he's played with. It was a special moment. It really was. I'm so proud of him. So happy for his family, for his boys, that they're able to be there and watch it. So, what a ride. I'm excited to see what he does next. Because 900.
I miss seeing you in the tunnel with the boys pregame. Like that reminds me of playing and being on a team where Tom Wilson's hitting you right in the dick, and you're slapping him on the ass and warm up. Like just that, the silly antics in that hall with bands make a dance. Like all that shit that you guys had going, man. It was awesome to watch, man.
Yeah, it was fun. Honestly, I think so. Me and Ovi did like the 1, 2, 3 elbow, and then like a chest. And I swear a couple times, like he might have gave me like a half concussion on these. Because it was so hard. It was so hard. And I tried my best. A lot of times my head would relay and like hit him in the mouth, and he like wouldn't even care. He just loved it.
Chewing his gum.
Oh, there was that clip of him getting a fucking slap shot on the bench in the mouth, and he's just like, well, here's the puck back.
He's
in my teeth.
Give me a Dr. Pepper.
He's different than the way we're made.
He must have had the fucking smelliest farts in the world, eating that Subway, the Cheetos, all that Pepsi. Like you sat next to him in the card table. He must have rotten ass.
Just air, babe.
Just there.
That's what he says.
Just air, babe.
Hey, you weren't there.
Well, you know how that all the guys though. Like you don't want to be sitting in the players section of the airplane. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Poor stewardesses.
Worst job in the league.
Oh,
Stewie.
When someone would let one go and you saw the stewardess come by and you're like, everyone's just like putting their head down.
I used to hit the button.
Oh yeah, call him over.
Yeah.
Old Spice.
I don't know if we've ever asked anyone this. You weren't there, but the one clip of Ovi when the first time he ever grabbed the golf club and he got a hole in one, I swear to God, is that true?
So the story I heard was he had never played golf before, and everyone wanted to play with Ovi in the golf tournament. So they just set him on a par 3, and he hit one shot for every group that came through. And he sunk one, which is anytime you bring it up, like if the guy just talking about golf, he'll just come on and be like, "Hey, you got a hole in one?" And they're like, "No." He's like, "I do." And he was like, walk away. I swear, how many people have like, I swear to God, that's like in your mind anytime you need to say that.
Swear to God.
Instant classic. Instant classic.
He's one of a kind, boys. He's one of a kind.
Do you have an Ovi story that you can share with us that like maybe people haven't heard, like a hidden gem?
I scored my 300th goal. And this isn't a phenomenal story, but he put me in my place pretty good. I scored my 300th goal, and I don't think he like knew that it was like coming up. I think there was like a long time in between, maybe of the one before, or whatever it was, and I scored it, and coach announced it after the game, and he came up and he's like, "Bad, 300?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Bad," and he like gives me one, and he goes, 500 to go, and then walked away. Yeah, that 300 doesn't sound as cool.
There's nothing better than an unreal player being funny cocky.
Oh, yeah. Best.
Ed Jovanovski, he was one of the all-timers.
The best.
Who was it for you, Whit, in Pitt? Or maybe Anaheim? Was Corey Perry like that? Getsy was.
Getsy was. Perry wasn't really like that. Sid wasn't like that. Actually, Malkin was, but he didn't speak English when I was there. And then Edmonton, we all stunk.
Yakupov.
Hey, Osh, when you got traded over there, though, and I know we've kept you for a long time. We'll wrap this up soon. But when you got traded, 15-16 season, you guys lose to Pittsburgh, second round, game 6. The next year, you lose to them, second round, game 7. They win the cup both years. You get them in the second round in 18. Like, that had to be like the most nervous energy. And like when you beat them, like we're winning the cup for sure now. No, like take me through that series.
Yeah, that series was crazy because we lost Backy to a concussion, and then Tom had the big hit and got suspended
on Aston Reese. I remember that.
Yeah, and so the way this series was going, I haven't watched like every minute game to game. I've seen like the clips or whatever, and like the pump up video, the Stanley Cup video. But I remember we were super confident in our ability that third year. We were super sure of what we had our mind made up of how we were going to play, and we were not going to stop playing that way. That was just like the way we were going to do it, and we were okay losing that way or winning that way. The year before, it was like 2 President's Trophies the 2 years prior, and it was like, we have to win. If we don't win, everyone's like, Ovi's, this is the window, right? It was like, oh, this is Ovi's window. This is the Capitals' window. And so that everyone had said that window had closed, and we're like, you know what? This is how we're going to play. Trotzy's deal was up. He came in and, motherfucked us in Colorado like a month and a half prior, I think, and literally called guys out, like, and knowing that, like, there's maybe he knew, maybe he didn't. I assumed that like this was kind of his last year. We had all these good teams. We didn't win the cup. His deal's coming up, and he came in. He completely laid things like out in the open, fully hard truths, whether guys wanted to hear him or not, and was like, you either play this way or you're not playing. He was like, I don't care who it is. And you went through and, you name your top guys, and you name like a couple of guys that don't play as much. And from that moment on, we kind of just like flipped a switch. Like, all right, this is how we're playing defense. Our offense was fine, but defensively, everyone is required to do this. And you'll see, if you see any clips of the Stanley Cup about Ovi, you'll see the clips of him like blocking shots and literally doing like kick saves on like slap shots. And like, you normally don't see a star player doing that, especially a goal scorer. And so we get to the Pittsburgh series. We lose. I think we might have lost Backy already. And we were still sure of ourselves, but like every year against Pittsburgh, even as good as we played, they always scored like this goal. We were just like how does that hit like 2 bodies and go to like Malkin on the back door, like in his wheelhouse? Like how do you hit someone this much and they still get these little breaks and stuff? And Tom made that hit, and I went up to him on the bench, and there was a lot of controversy around Tom at this time, and I went on the bench right away. I don't think Aston Reese had even got off the ice yet, maybe And I was like, if we win this series, it'll be because of that hit. And it just like, in the moment, and it like changed. I don't know what it was. Like that hit just like, everyone was like, okay, like.
He did it this year too.
Yeah.
That's Montreal.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah. And he came up later and he was like, hey, that meant a lot to me because he had to sit out, right? He got suspended. And it was like, after that moment, like just whoever was on the ice, the next man up, the next guy in, it was just like, boom, like this is how we're playing. Either you're playing that way or you're not in the lineup. And everyone was on board. And for that series against Pittsburgh, for some reason, you always have like those old feelings, but it just felt like we were going to beat them. I don't know how else. It felt like no bad luck could get us to lose this series.
And then you guys get to cap it all off when you won it in Vegas.
At Hawkinson.
I don't know if I forgot to ask you this last time, or maybe I did, and you didn't really remember the story. But Brooks Orpik told me something about how you had to go back to the hotel and like find a guy that was like still passed out. Is that a true story? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. So, you guys remember Wedding Crashers when wedding season's done and they're on the steps? I think they're in DC. I think they're on the steps and they have like the bottle of beer there or whatever. And I was like, if we win the cup, I want to stay up. I want to bring the cup, and I want to like hoping that we went home, and I want to watch the sun come up with a cup on those steps. So we won in Vegas, and so I'm like, I'm not going to bed tonight. I mean, I had fun, but not like how I can get, and stayed awake the whole night, and so we're in the lounge. We have the cup next. There's me, Matt Niskanen, our team services guy, and then I think 2 security guys, maybe a couple other trainers. Everyone else is, passed out. And there's probably like 5 or 6 guys that were like, hey, don't wait for me. I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make the flight. Don't make a big deal out of it. I'm not coming. And I'm sitting there and, we're just like casually having a beer. It's like 6 a.m. maybe. Sun's coming up. And I'm like, I talk to our team service guy. I'm like, hey, Rob, print out the rooms. Everyone's making flight. We're getting everyone. And so we split it up between security guys, Rob, me, Niski, and we went door to door, like room checks, and just woke guys up and just like told them like, hey, wake up, grab your shit. You don't even need to, there was no dress code. We just won the cup. So like, just throw your stuff in your bag. We're going. And so we go everywhere. One person we're missing is,
was it Chase on? Maybe
yeah,
he said?
Chaser. We're missing Chaser. I can't, he's not answering his door. We call security. Security comes, lets us in. We walk in. No one's there. No one slept in the bed. Everything is like, there's clothes perfectly, like almost insanely folded neatly on like this little thing in the closet. And I'm just like, gosh, he's like really neat. Like maybe he's like, maybe we'll see him stumbling back. Let's just pack all of his stuff up. So I pack up all of his bag and I'm like, whitey tighties? Like I've never seen Chaser wear whitey tighties. I'm like, whatever, throw it in. We go downstairs. We're rolling the bag out. And now I'm like kind of late because we got the whole team up and I'm running out to the bus carrying this bag. Sure enough, Alex Chason standing there with a Starbucks coffee, like ready to rock. I'm like, Chaser, dude, I just packed your bag. He's like, oh, no, my room smelled like smoke. I moved out of that room when we got here.
Oh, no.
And I was like, I looked, and it was like the hotel security was with me. And I looked at him, and he looked at me like,
oh, fuck, I'm getting fired.
What do we do? And I was like, I think I gave him like a couple $100. And I was like, can you please go back to this room and just as neat as you can, fold these clothes and put them back on the counter? And he's like, I got you.
We robbed Dexter.
One thing,
keep the whitey tighties.
I'm keeping the whitey tighties. That's what he did that.
And
that's what he did that over the head thing with.
Yeah.
You're chugging through the brown
The
spot.
craziest part is that Chason was having a coffee at that point. Like imagine having a coffee
Starbucks.
after you won the cup.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know what, but he was just standing there. Like in my mind, he's wearing a suit. Probably wasn't, but like he was just so perfectly like did not need help getting out of his room.
But
And
that also perfectly describes how good of a teammate you are, where you're on this Stanley Cup bender and you're like, no, everybody's got to be a part of this and everybody has to be on that flight, even the guy with the tighty whities.
Yeah. They're pissing me. I tried to get the card game going on the plane ride back. That thing was pitch black and silent. There wasn't one person awake on the flight, and I'm just sitting there with my light on like, God, I'd really love to play cards right now.
Oh.
All right, we got the last question presented by Roback. Use code Chiclets on roback.com for a generous 20% off your first purchase through the end of the week. CHICLETS on RHOBACK.com. 20% off all polos, hoodies, joggers, and more. Code Chiclets. It just came in the mail the other day, the War Road neck protective shirt for my son.
Let's go.
Kind of want to know where that's at. Incredible company you've started. I love the name with the roots back to your town, but how's it going there? And you know, I guess just take us through that. I know you talked about it before, but
yeah, no, it's great. It's going well. We're really trying to make the best product available through innovation, and really like our shirts, like so the same one that kids would wear, our Tylo. It's the same shirt that I designed for myself, designed by like me, Tom Wilson, John Carlson, both those guys super instrumental in like going through. And I mean, we pieced this thing together. I brought, the first iteration of the shirt. Yeah. There's wrist protection. We got Onzi A7. So if you look at anytime you're buying cup protection, you should look at like the actual, how protective they actually are, if they're not just covering it up. And so we're A7 on a scale to 9. And I had a lot of skin irritation as a kid. Like I was always like that rashy kid, right? And when you go to a school where when you go to a school that doesn't play hockey,
there's
and you
the
have
basketball
rashes,
player has a rash.
we're like, what the hell's going on? I know. I would wear long sleeves under my jersey. It's embarrassing. But anyway, so we did everything we could to make like the best available product, and that product that I made for myself and for NHL players is the exact same materials and everything that we do for kids. And so we're actually, all the prices are like going crazy, right? Because everyone needs neck protection now. So we're actually dropping our price for the kids stuff from $190 down to $140, just to protect these kids. You see them with the donuts and they're all like rolled up, and there's just no protection. I feel like if we're going to do it, we try to make ours as comfortable as we absolutely could. And so, it's going great. It's fun to be a part of it. I got into the War Road company literally just to design my own hats. And we ended up I tried to find a problem in hockey that was a problem with like my game and like what I was wearing. And we ended up creating it. But it's going good. We got like team kits now. So we're growing. Got partners in Pro Hockey Life up in Canada. We're selling in Canada now. Shields, and Pure Hockey down here. So it's been great. We're just trying to protect the youth. These kids. I mean, I heard the story in it must have been back in 2021 or 22. A young boy in Connecticut that died from a neck cut, and like I saw that story within minutes. I called my partner. I was like, we need to protect kids like right now. Like I want innovation starting right now. And it took us maybe a little under a year to design our Tylo base layer with the neck guard, and the wrist protection already happened because I saw Ovi get slit with his hand on the bench, like got like a little blade to the wrist, and we lost him for 10 minutes of the game, which doesn't seem like a lot, obviously, for a skate cut, but yeah. So we're just trying to protect the youth. I hope kids wear War Road. If not, just like stay protected. It's hockey players don't like changing things, right? Like you don't like new things. You don't like feeling anything, but I feel like we did a pretty good job on this one, and I hope people love it. And if not, just protect yourself either way.
That wasn't the case with me. I used to change the length of my stick every game just to see if it was maybe the stick length that was affecting my mitts. Ask Jans. I'd have 4 different sizes of sticks.
I did too. These are, so you guys are talking about the shootout. This is actually my only 2 sticks from the shootout left. I gave the other ones away. And so this is like the actual one. And then this is I
feel like that should be in the Hall of Fame.
This is the team signed. And then you got the silver one there, but Yeah, the stick is like this tall on me, and when I finished my career, my stick was like right here.
I remember your stick was long in St. Louis.
I had them numbered 1 to 4 on lengths. So 1 was a short one, 4 was a long one.
Wow.
That's yeah.
Wow, buddy.
I know we said last question, and you just mentioned War Road and how you got that going in your post career. I would imagine some media in your future. Has it been officially announced where it's going to be Ovi's last year?
I don't know that.
There's rumblings, but if it is, I mean, it'd be nice to have you on the boob tube talking about it, whatever network that may be. Maybe see you on the boob tube or.
Yeah, you were great last year at the end of the year. You were awesome.
Thank you.
Like
Thank you. It was fun. I give so much more credit to you guys that go on the broadcast with that thing in your ear. It is like, first time I had it in was like right when we went live, and I was like, what? I feel like I just hit someone and lost my hearing in one ear. It was nuts. It was so hard, but it is fun. We're trying to work on a couple different things. I'm hoping I get into some broadcasts. I will be doing things with the Caps, on a part-time basis. I want to be linked with them for, as long as I possibly can, because I love the organization so much, them and Monumental. But, we'll see. I hope I'm on the broadcast for a couple of games. I'm not sure, Biz, if it will be at your side or somewhere else, but, I do enjoy it, and it's a way for me to stay in the game, and I don't got the time to commit to coaching. So, but we'll see.
Olympic year too. That would make a lot of sense. And you were great at it, and I think you would be unreal on television. And you're a handsome bastard as well. So hopefully we get to enjoy you on that side of things, man. And we can't thank you enough. I mean, 90 minutes you spent with us, an incredible career, over 1,000 games, Stanley Cup, and more importantly, just an unbelievable guy and a great representation of the hockey world. So congrats on everything, buddy. Well deserved. And ride into the sunset as they speak.
And I'm happy the back is good enough for the golf game, right? That's important.
That's all that matters now, right?
I came here right from the range. So I had 20 minutes to spare working on the short game.
We got to get a bagger with him. Who would you bring?
I know.
Backstrom.
Well, Backy's playing. My other playing partner, Carly, he's playing.
Get some older friends.
Mini boys if you want.
Turtle.
There's some mini boys. Preezy, Stafford.
Okay. Ooh. Now we're talking.
They're at the club here.
Those Nodak boys.
There we go.
Actually, it was a season ticket seller for the Washington Capitals that broke the OV news to try to sell more tickets.
Yeah.
So that's what I was thinking of. So
and then they took it back.
I don't know if he's still got a job, but I think he spilled the beans on Ovi's last season.
Oh, I don't know that. I asked him. I was like, people were like, is he coming back next year? I was like, yeah, I think so. He's like under contract. I don't think he just walk away from money. And I asked him. He was like, bet. Yeah.
Babe.
Like, where else am I going to go?
What's up, babe?
I don't
Does
know.
he call everybody babe or just you?
I'm definitely in the babe circle.
I think that's what Tom Brady does too. Maybe it's just the all-timers.
Yeah. I don't know. I think kind of came, so like I got nicknamed Osh Babe in St. Louis. And so when I got there, they were already calling me Osh Babe. And I was like, all right. And so they're just like, babe. And then.
What's up, babe?
I don't know. But I call him Ledge for legend. And he calls me legend, but that doesn't make sense. But
500 more.
He really is. But I appreciate you guys having me on. I think what you guys are doing for hockey is like really awesome. You guys bring so much more enjoyment to the game and fans in with your antics. And
what do you mean?
What do you mean
about the Leafs?
Wait a second.
Hey, what are the Leafs going to do this year, Osh, babe? All right,
it's fresh. It's fresh. So I appreciate you guys. You guys are fun. Thanks for having me on.
Guys, Whit here, and it's game on. Week 1 starts now, and every touchdown can bring you closer to a payout with the DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Thursday night, the games begin. We got Sunday, we got Monday, and every touchdown could hit big. Don't just watch the game when you can win with it. DraftKings Sportsbook brings the unmatched intensity of the NFL straight to your fingertips. Whether you're backing the first touchdown scorer, hitting an anytime TD prop, or riding the thrills of live in-game betting, every play is packed with possibility. New customers, this one's for you. Bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Don't have to win instantly. Bet just $5. Get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, grab over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Your season starts now. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code Chiclets. That's code Chiclets to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you bet $5. Plus, over $200 off NFL Network Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Guys, it's Whit. We got to talk about Rose Sparks, a 2-in-1 prescription treatment for stronger, harder erections. You heard it right. You heard me correctly. Stronger, harder erections. What guy doesn't want that? And what girl doesn't want that if they're into erections, right? For the women who love men, they want this too for their man. Row dissolve under your tongue, meaning they hit your bloodstream faster than pills, so you can get ready for action quicker. Once the medication dissolves, they work in about 15 minutes on average, giving you the boost you need for thicker, longer erections and helping you last longer for more fun for both of you. Plus, Row stay active in your system for up to 36 hours. That means you can be ready to go round after round or even in the morning after, and no need for an awkward in-person doctor visit. Row connects you with a medical provider 100% online, and if prescribed, your treatment ships right to your door. If prescribed, new sexual health patients get $15 off Row on a recurring plan. Connect with the provider at ro.co/chiclets to find out if prescription Row is right for you. That's ro.co/chiclets for $15 off your first order. Thank you so much to TJ Oshie. So happy to hear he's healthy. He's not in pain anymore. Great news there, and can't wait to see what he ends up doing, no matter what it ends up being post-hockey. And Biz, we got you back now. We were discussing if you'd ever been catfished. We were discussing the documentary, and if you maybe knew the lady and panicked as we started talking about it and signed off, but have you seen it yet?
Well, no, I have not seen that documentary. I've been catfished in a sense of, yes, like somebody fucking with me at a certain point. You obviously find out when you realize that it's not that actual person. And then 2, I've met up with someone where it was like not even close to like as attractive as the pictures looked, and that sucked.
Like airbrushed, or a different person in the pictures, possibly.
No, just completely airbrushed. Yeah. Where back in the day, it was, when you were getting photos on these flip phones or even Blackberries in some cases, it's hard to tell, right? So that's just going back way back when, where like we used to be on this dating site called Plenty of Fish. Did you guys ever hear of that one?
I've heard of it. Of it.
Oh, some people are having a good chuckle at home right now. So like when you like back in the Plenty of Fish days, like you were just meeting up, like you thought it was going to be some absolute missile launcher, your princess. And then you're like, what the fuck? So that wasn't good. Those always make for some awkward dates. And usually, especially back then, like you're not doing the dinner date first date. You're trying to meet for like a coffee, something very quick where you have an out easily. And obviously, if it goes well, you could proceed, maybe go out to eat after that, or bring her to the workbench. Were you not
seeing pictures of them on Plenty of Fish?
Yeah, but once again, man, we're talking about early internet days where it was fucking dial-up shit. So like,
you meet her, you're like, are you still buffering right now? Like waiting for her to look.
Yeah, your clit kind of looks like a penis. Wait, it is a penis.
Oh shit!
Holy shit! What do I do? Just flick it? Okay. So going back to this documentary, did this woman serve jail time?
Oh yeah, 1.5 in prison.
Biz, I said she should get, I'm fine with the death penalty on that situation.
It's just like it's just fucking so diabolical that
so evil.
Well, that's why they had to get the FBI involved, because they're like, this has crossed the line. Like, what your pursuit? This girl's changed her numbers. They blocked your numbers, and you're telling this girl every day to kill herself. And Biz, like when you jumped off, we were saying like she was also like stalking her daughter, because like she'd play a basketball game and she'd be like, when you missed that layup, you anorexic bitch. Everyone was laughing at you, you fucking loser. And they would be like, who is texting this? Like, how could someone be doing this? Go kill yourself. Go kill yourself. Everyone hates you. So that's why the FBI had to get involved and step in. And
did she ever for a second like consider it to be the mom?
No.
They told the boyfriend's mom first, and the boyfriend's mom was like, no way. Like, she's been trying to help me with this. Like, it's her daughter. What are you talking
She's
about?
that
Like,
diabolical, though.
Yeah.
What did was there like a testimony? Like, did the mother speak on this, or like, what did she say the reasoning was?
She in court basically said she had childhood trauma that led her to do these things. And I think she said that she was raped at one point and she had all these different traumas in her life that led her to do this. I know at the end of the documentary, they basically say that they think she has this like mental disorder where she needs to create these issues. There's a name for it. I forget exactly what it is, but where you create all these issues so you can be the one to solve them. So you get this feeling like you're a hero and like you. So she would like bully her daughter every day. So her daughter comes home and she could be like, oh no, baby, it's okay. Everything's going to be okay. Mom's here for you. Like, you don't need friends. Like, it's just me and you against the world, baby. Just like that type shit.
Truly evil stuff.
So did they talk about whether she's spoken to her since? Like how do you repair that mother-daughter relationship?
What's her Mother's Day gift going to be now? Like a fucking cinder block to the temple?
Well, that was the crazy thing is that's why it started getting so much recognition. Because at the end of the documentary, the poor girl, like, is just been so fucked with.
Yeah, you lose your mom.
But she's like, I want to rekindle the relationship with my mom. I don't want to lose my mom here. Like, I want to see her again. Like, I'm not allowed to see her, but I really want to see my mom again. And everyone's like, you need to be a little bit more mad here at your mom. Like, this is your mom was telling you to kill yourself.
She might be trying to break the childhood trauma cycle and be like, I don't want this. I don't want this.
Maybe.
So
ruin the rest of my life.
I wouldn't say death penalty. Obviously, you were going a little over the top, but
not really.
But when you're obviously that young, like that type of like text can make someone actually do that. Like, there's plenty of stories of kids getting bullied where they actually like end up killing themselves.
Sure.
So that's where, I mean, like, 10, 15 years in jail. Like, I could see that being very reasonable.
They
I don't think anybody would
like the cops and like the principals at the school. They're like, maybe this girl's doing it to herself to try to get, like a pity party at school, like and then her mom's doing it. Like that's some serious mental, like, yeah. Well, if 15 years is good.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
You just reminded me, Biz, about this story. Talk about insane and scary. This kid was using ChatGPT. This is from the New York Times.
It's crazy.
This was written by Kashmir Hill, and this was on August 26th. A teen was suicidal. ChatGPT was the friend he confided in. ChatGPT went on to like tell him to kill himself.
Come on,
buddy.
Was telling him like how to do it.
I'm going to send you this article. I sent it to our family's group chat. I said, this is completely fucked up. Like, petrifying.
And he did?
Yeah. It's fucking horrendous. It's horrible. And it was ChatGPT. And Biz, I'll send you this article. And the conversations with ChatGPT are posted. It's horrifying, dude. And it's like, holy shit, they're getting cyberbullied by other kids. Then now you gotta consider AI and discussing with ChatGPT and like that. It's a wild time, dude.
That's obviously like the extreme. I was talking to somebody recently, and they seem to think like, and already it's happened where like ChatGPT and AI have taken over as therapists. So like kids or whoever will talk to, and also it's a lot more cost effective, right? Why would you go pay somebody $150, $200 an hour to talk to a therapist when you could just talk to a robot that essentially a lot of these people are probably looking not only for help, but somebody to confide in.
That's crazy you say that, because my friend flew from Boston to New York this past weekend, and he said he sat next to a pretty large lady on the plane. And the whole flight, she was ChatGPTing Why aren't people attracted to me? I feel like such a sexual deviant and no one is attracted to me. Like, she was using ChatGPT on the plane to just vent her issues out. And it's like, they're not giving you a real answer here. Like, you gotta talk to a real person.
I'll tell you, as a parent of young kids, and Keith, your daughters are older, the thought of like not being involved on the internet at all, I guess seems completely impossible.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I actually know if it could go back to times before internet, which would mean we don't have a job, I would choose it. I would choose back. I think it sounds crazy, and I think the internet and everything has improved so many aspects of your life. But when you get down to it, is there more good being done or bad? And stories
Why don't we
like
strike? Let's
What?
just strike. No more internet.
Strike the internet?
I'll quit jerking off. I'll quit weed. I'll quit booze, and I'll quit the internet.
It might be tough for us to really finish off our careers as podcasters with a bang, but we could go old school and just talk on the telephone and record that. I'm sure no one would have issues with that audio.
I would say I'd write and send it by courier pigeon,
But you can't write.
but I can't.
Yeah, I don't think there's many people like our age or older that would disagree with you on that about going back to a time where there's not the internet.
And going back to a time where you're sitting around and every single person is just sitting there in the conversation, and then you got to make plans with a guy by calling his house and being like, hey, we'll meet before the game at this bar at 6:00 Thursday night, and then you got to show up.
Yeah.
And then if you don't show up, you got no clue why you didn't show up because you can't call him.
No.
But yeah, I guess just
imagine going to the airport to book a flight and then driving back home and then waiting like
call,
a month.
right? You could call, I think. You had to be able
Oh
to
my
call.
god!
No, how did you get flights?
I never
then?
even thought of how would you book flights? You would just
Well,
call
there was travel agents. They were huge, like travel agents in every town or whatever. Or didn't they used to drive to the airport, get a ticket, and then go home for whatever, a couple weeks, and then have to go back?
I don't know.
There's a chance he's right on this, or it could be another card.
AI says he's right. I know we just ripped on AI, but AI is saying that.
We just strike the internet. We just quit the internet.
I need it. I know. It's a fix. I need it.
Cheater.
We just quit the internet. For Christ's sake. Crazy times.
Yeah, we
Crazy
are.
times.
And I remember when I just got my license and I would print out the MapQuest.
Oh, yeah.
And just, and it would never bring you to where you got to go. So it's just.
No, you'd be Michael Scott driving the car into the water.
Yeah.
Oh, it says take a right here. That's a harbor. I don't care. I'm listening to MapQuest.
Yeah, my plenty of fish dates fucking leading me to fucking Kazakhstan.
Biz quits internet, goes back to MapQuest, but is back on the weed, is MapQuesting his way to a dispensary, and ends up at a bar and starts drinking again as well.
Yeah.
Just full
fucking a girl with the world's biggest clip.
The direction things is one of the biggest things because, like, even in Nantucket, when I go up in the summer, this summer, I'm like, I'm not using Waze for the first week. And it's a tiny island, but I had to figure out how to get everywhere and learn names of streets and stuff.
You're forgetting MapQuest is part of the internet. We're talking old school days. We're grabbing an enormous book of maps or a one map, and you're just literally pulling this thing out, driving around, trying to look
find
at little
a rank.
roads.
I don't want to pump my own tires too hard though, but you'd be hard pressed to find another guy in the world who's better than if we go on a trip and I'm driving and we go there, I'll be able to retrace the steps. Like I'll be able to find that place with no help ever again.
Yeah, but your truck can't fit on half the roads.
I just drive in a straight line through everything.
Take a right here. I can't.
I get
18
should
wheelers.
we just show everybody? It's right there.
Yeah.
We got to now. Look
It
at
might
that
not
bitch.
fit.
Look at that fucking bitch.
Fucking Tonka truck.
The motherfucker. Yeah. Take
Hey,
a
we
peek,
see
folks.
it just busting through the garage because it wasn't wide enough. He just drove it right through. That
I'm a
thing
country
is
boy.
sick. So, Biz, go bring your. I don't know if it'll work, but could you bring your computer and stand next to it so we can see how tall it is? Like,
Sure.
could you maybe step into the truck so we can watch?
Oh,
It
just
has
do
the
this.
wide mirrors width, like, you know, the ones
Yeah.
that extend further off. That's when
He's
you know
gonna
you
drag his trampoline over to get on get into the truck.
Hey, Posh is out.
I just
Posh
hit
is
my
out
hand.
there, and he just Posh is on all fours, and he jumps on Posh's back to get in.
And then Pasha takes him somewhere that's actually his new truck. All right, so dude, he's 6'2.5", maybe 6'3".
Yeah, look at he's gonna hit 5.
Jesus.
Easy to get in though. Easy to get in for him. But standing next to the thing,
He's
just
gonna rev it
drives
up.
it right through his computer right now. I hate the internet.
Look, he's backing it up.
Smokes a joint. It's going on a blunt cruise.
Smokes a joint.
What's he doing? What is he doing?
Oh shit! He's trying to see if that thing ain't fitting in. That's a normal parking spot. It looks like. I think he started so we would hear if it was. Rum, 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 rum. Look at the size of him next to the front of it.
Screenshot that fish.
If we can't get these guys to advertise with us now after his just little commercial for his truck, we got bigger issues than the internet.
That's the
Biz.
best Ford commercial I've seen all year.
That thing's a weapon, though, isn't it?
That's
Oh,
a
yeah.
Ford commercial you just filmed.
Look at
Hey,
the
they
size. Look
should
at the
fuck-
size of the mirrors, dude.
Is
Yeah.
is that silver, Biz?
It's kind of like a bluish gray.
Sick.
It's an unreal real truck. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I love road tripping. It's unreal.
He'll have
Yeah.
that. He'll have that truck for 40 more years, dude.
He'll be the one guy to get to 700,000 miles with that thing.
I'd be curious to know what's the longest lasting engine in a vehicle of all time. I'd be curious to know that.
Oh, buddy.
Ask.
It's gotta be.
No, we can't ask ChatGPT.
No, can't do it, G. Let's just guess.
Oh man, I won't even be close. I'd say
I would say the
100,000.
longest in a
No,
vehicle.
buddy. No. 100. Business just had 300. He just got rid of.
Yeah, but I'm sure he went. You mean like without going to the bringing it?
No, he
into
means
the,
taking care of it correctly. Always getting the oil changed, and then just how long did you have the car?
I bet you there's a vehicle in the world that lasted 684,000 miles.
Yeah,
I think if you have a guy with an old school, well-made car, and he was a car guy, and he took care of that thing like his baby, I think we're looking at a crazier number.
No,
honestly.
You're right. You're right, Whit. It's crazy.
I think it's over 1 million
900,
miles. I think over 1 million miles, and I have not moved my hands. I haven't looked at a thing. Gee, what does the internet say? Even
Think
though we
about
quit
some
it?
of the Zuzu troopers that you still see over in like.
I'm talking like a car made in like the 50s, maybe.
AI is saying that a 1966 Volvo once drove 3.25 million miles on its
What?
original engine.
Buddy,
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Biz is like, I'll beat that. I'll be driving to and from Jackson Hole once a week just to beat that.
That is insane.
They do say that the Volvo is a well-made car, but that
Oh, yeah.
seems
Safe
Yeah,
too.
but
I
you
think
have
those
to stay
things
a
were.
virgin
They're
your
always
whole
known
life.
as safe cars.
Hey, remember Tim Wallace drove one when we were in Wilkes-Barre? He had
I never played with him in Wilkes-Barre. Maybe
He took-
did. I
he took his signing bonus and he bought a pre-owned Volvo. The boys were kissing it to him every
SUV
day.
or
Worse
no?
than that mom was in that documentary.
Hey, was it an SUV or a car?
Car.
Volvo car sedan he had.
Oh, buddy. Oh,
They
buddy.
And
only
he's from
made it in
Alaska,
like blue,
too.
red, and green too.
Yeah, he
so
was collecting Social Security. He probably still has it.
that's him.
Yeah. Oh, 3 million
Drove
miles.
that
How
thing
is that
from
even
Alaska
possible?
to Wilkes-Barre every year. Got 3 million miles on it.
I don't know if I believe that. How many miles would you have to drive like a year for that to be?
Well, how many years are we
Let's
talking?
guess.
Dude, put 100 years. Or no, you said it's 1966.
50.
You said right.
1966.
Okay, so say 50 years. How many miles per year?
Fucking math.
Ask the robot.
So 50 years, if you're doing 100,000 miles a year, that would be 5 million, right? So like 70,000 miles a year for 50 years? Tell me I'm way off still. Is that 3.5?
I thought G was doing it. I quit the internet.
I think G's trying to buy a Volvo right now.
Wait, how many did you say? 70,000 times what?
What's
No, I'm gonna-
70,000 times 50? Is that 3.5 million?
Yeah, that's 3.5 million.
So 66,000. It was 3.2 million. 66,000 a year, which
It's
isn't that
Nah.
crazy, Biz.
Yeah, it
Right?
is.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
That means you're.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I mean that
you
you're-
get like
you're-
a lease. You get like 20,000 miles or 15,000 miles.
that means you're
Yeah.
driving an average of 180 miles a day for 50 years. That's fucking nuts.
Imagine if that was your job, 90 miles to work, 90 miles home every day, and you were in your Volvo. The radio didn't even work, but you still were chugging along 3 million miles and counting.
Putting your window
Volvo,
up.
Volvo, you're like, Volvo might send me a free car for this. This is unbelievable. They send you a hat.
New floor mats. Fuck. I don't really got much else, boys. I didn't know if I had.
I got to eat
Oh,
some dinner. I got to eat some dinner.
Speaking of AI, I had an interesting AI conversation with a blast from the past text message. I get a text the other day from the guy from the House of No Return.
No
You remember
way.
you remember the House of No Return?
I feel like I ran into this guy recently.
No,
That story was an all-timer.
Yeah, that was. If you don't know what the House of No Return is, then you haven't been listening to this podcast long enough.
You've had a Volvo for 66 years.
Yeah, but yeah, holy shit. He was telling me that we're in trouble. Oh, hey, how about that? A little baby deer running by in my backyard here.
No way.
He's
Yeah,
like, oh my
there's-
God, this guy must have a gun. I got to get out of here. Oh no, wait, it's just Biz.
Oh, this truck owner is for sure a gun-owning lunatic.
Oh, he's got a gun rack in the back. Oh
last
no,
thing
wait, that's his clothes.
Last thing I'll say, I forgot to mention it before the interview because my internet fucked up. That's for talking shit on the internet. It can hear everything we're saying. Peaking. Oh, there's another one. You'll be able to see it. Watch. Oh, did you see him? I don't know if my internet will stay on. There he goes. Yeah, he just ran over there. Do you guys see him? They're at the front. Oh,
So-
there he is, little guy.
So I
You
used
see it?
ChatGPT. I mean, I used Grok. I fucking hate ChatGPT. Oh, nice. And just to get my last little thing on the internet, I asked, what is the public's opinion on Paul Bissonnette? Public opinion on Paul Bissonnette, known as Biz Nasty, is polarized, reflecting his larger-than-life persona as a former NHL player turned media figure. Based on available information, including discussions from forums, social media, and articles, here's a breakdown of the sentiment. They have all the positive views. They have all the negative views.
Go negative.
Polarizing and crass. Critics find Bissonnette's humor crude, vulgar, or offensive, particularly his graphic discussions on Spittin' Chiclets. Some argue his style caters to a bro culture, alienating those who prefer polished commentary. Forum discussions on HF boards highlight frustration with his exaggerated persona, with some calling him a man-child.
That's pretty accurate.
Controversial
we wrote
behavior.
this.
Past incidents like his alleged altercation with a producer during a shoot have fueled perceptions of unprofessionalism.
Who was my altercation with?
Oh,
during the
probably
shoot?
Pasha or G.
It's when you made G fucking go into your new truck and he couldn't reach his way up without
Yeah.
the floorboards.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
people
that
didn't
one.
like that.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be putting this truck to use, boys, because we got a season 1 of Peaking. We did the pilot.
Yes.
Now we got season 1 coming. It's in the books. Wonton Don, Corey, they're going to be flying out on Saturday. It's
Nice.
going to be September 6th. And we're going to be starting the 7th. We're going to be doing the grouse grind. We're going up to Whistler. We're going to be doing an overnight hike. Like we're going to be
Yeah, you're staying in a tent. You said that.
Yeah, at Russet Lake, and then we're going to be heading down and doing other activities in the meantime as well, and then heading over to the island, and we're going to be heading to Tofino for a few days. So we got some special stuff planned, and it's going to be a great 2-episode season 1 of Peaking, and I actually have my shirt on right now.
I
I'll show
like
you
that
guys.
shirt.
It's a great shirt, great logo. Can
There's
you see
your
the whole logo?
5-hole.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. Biz,
Yeah.
there were comments after last episode or whenever we discussed this of like someone actually should have a shotgun on them where you guys are sleeping overnight for like bears and stuff.
Yeah, there's bears. I
Yeah.
told you though. I watched The Revenant. I know the mistakes that Leo made. And yeah, I just,
If you go down to a bear, it'd be an incredible story of like what happened to Biz, but like, dude, I don't need that in my life. I don't need you going down to a bear.
Yeah, I think that Chat GPT will have to reconfigure my negative comments. And
so like, he got by those Irish travelers, but that giant black bear ended up ripping his face off.
I think black bears are pretty friendly. I think the grizzlies are the ones you got to worry about.
I wouldn't go near any of them.
All right, I can't wait for Peking. And Biz, if that's getting filmed a week from today, it would probably be out in a month and a half-ish?
Yeah,
2
probably
months?
around late October, early November. And then hopefully it goes well, and we're going to have a season 2. So shout out to the Wonton Don. He's the best. Oh, yeah, you should also stay away from polar bears, as G mentioned here in the chat. I think that one is like the most
Tips.
obvious.
Tips.
Yeah, fucking rights, man. Let's go here.
Awesome. We're getting closer to hockey. Miss you, Keith. Haven't seen you. Miss you, Biz. I'll see you guys in 23 days. I can't wait. Chiclets Cup, the Stranglers versus the Big Deal Selects. Jersey reveal coming up soon. Love you guys. Everyone have a great week. And I really hope you enjoyed TJ Oshie. True legend right there. Peace.